So, welcome to the Keepers of the Golden Gate, session 71. I'm Ryan, the GM. It is the 13th of November 2020, which does mean it's Friday the 13th. We have had at least one of them in this game before. That was fun. Lots of hands. That wasn't so fun. Good times, and such. Here are the players.
Hiya, I'm Adrian and I play Arya Bluebird, the half-elf druid.
Hello, I'm Sean and I play Bastiel, the Warforged Cleric.
Hi, I'm Scott. I'm still playing Crumbar, a half-orc paladin.
I'm Dom. I play Plagueall, the Elven Sorcerer.
It's very quiet.
Oh.
Also, Adri, you're no longer first if you're going to be called that in Discord. It's Bastiel that's first now.
Oh, yeah? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I changed that in Discord as well. Oh, whoops.
Yeah, like,
To be honest,
here
I
we go.
changed it for that section. No, I wasn't planning to keep it for it, but yeah.
Look what happened accidentally.
I mean, feel free to keep Lady Bluebird. That is an official title bestowed upon you, right? So, I mean...
Well, it's not as fun, no.
Okay. Apparently my,
Purely a for shits and giggles thing.
well, my Roll20 even just gave me a wonderful message. Let me send this to you guys in Discord. This is a great start.
Oh, brilliant.
It's okay, I'll just see if I can just refresh my way past that problem.
Let me check down detector. Can you hear that? Some like
Hear what?
The answer would be no in that case.
it's like yeah. You know the people go through the streets on Christmas with the barge and they like ring the bell and take donations.
With a barge, did you say?
Like
Yeah,
on a
barge.
boat?
Do you mean, yeah, I was gonna say like canals, are you saying, instead of streets? Like...
No, like actual Mardi Gras. It's like a barge with Santa
So like a
reindeers.
float. A float.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's like... yeah, it's that music.
A barge of the road. A lorry. Yup.
How very 18th century of it.
Thank you. I was young once.
That's my liege.
You there, boy. What day is it?
Thursday. Oh no, it's Friday.
Oh,
Scrooge.
Oh dear. Oh man. Yeah, here we are. What a great intro. So far. So far, so good. Anyway, what do you remember from last time?
Tess.
Where do we begin?
Best session ever.
Yeah. We got reposted on Twitter.
Yeah, we did, by the Queen's Gambit, which was kind of cool,
Yeah.
actually. Well,
I
yeah.
like Adria. That was like amazing.
Yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
so happy.
Or should we call it the God Gambit?
I know, well, like, the Queen's Gambit was in fact the show that retweeted us, the God Gambit was what we did, yeah.
Therefore, we are better than Netflix.
Pretty good. I mean, it was very, very good.
I
mean,
am willing to sell out to
things-
Netflix. I'll just put that out there now, guys.
Oh,
Why
just-
not? Why not?
Joking.
Serialise the show.
It'd be awesome, not gonna lie,
It would actually.
Maybe we'd finally learn who the keepers are,
I know,
Oh,
right?
I have to have an effect and accent for Plagueall, and he'll become sort of slightly Welsh.
I'm not gonna do Welsh elves, I'm just gonna say that out. No, I can't.
Somebody turned into Anthony Hopkins.
I'd rather hear a Welsh elf than a Chipter elf.
Fair.
Yeah. So yeah, we met a 13-foot god on a stone bridge. Well, Bastiel did, having cast his incredible spell, and then I think we managed to ask a couple of questions, to which he responded vaguely, and not in absolute terms. So when you said, "Where are we?" he said, "In between." But then he said, "You seek my help, and I'll offer it in exchange." The exchange is basically, he said, a simple game. But we didn't know what the game was at that stage.
Mhm.
And he was quite. He was saying it's been so long since anyone opposed me, but I don't know whether he was talking about the game of chess now, or whether he was talking metaphorically about actual sort of real
See,
life.
Dom,
in
welcome
D&D.
to my style of DMing. I'm glad you've
Well,
finally
there we
like
go.
sussed it out, right?
There's
Vague
always
answers.
a
Yep.
double meaning, at least 2 layers of meaning with everything. Yeah, and he said, I think Bastiel said, or somebody said, are you familiar with Vishal? Vishal.
Vishal.
As Fish would say. And he said, say that would be a journey you wish to end.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. And then, yeah, basically, we got the consent of everybody to play this game. The red mist descended, and we found ourselves in a real life god game of chess. The
Yeah.
game of Janus.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, well done, guys. You did good. Did really good.
Crushed it.
I like the part where we didn't die.
Yes, I think we all like that part.
I mean the part where we find out what happens to pieces that get taken off the board now,
Yeah, oh god.
right?
Hi, are you?
Soul
Yeah.
destroyed.
Mhm.
They don't go to the afterlife.
Oh dear.
They have to fight for their freedom, in the great god games. It's just the movie Gladiator now.
Always stay with me.
That was so sort of pathetic. It was hilarious. Save me.
That's exactly how I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Yay!
Looks
Yeah,
like
it's fine.
sympathy
We'll come after
inducing.
you.
Yup. Yeah. Anything else that worthy of note? That anybody can think of? Are we good?
can't think.
Pretty concise.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Good. Right then. Goals that are in play. We currently have.
Right.
The general goals are Brotherhood of Pa to gain information on Pa and the Rod Horizon. I hate the grammar of that. Contact the Prismatic Order for info about Justoria's whereabouts and the artifacts. Learn where Indra Lament sent us. Make it to Horizon and discover in what way Mark is still with us. Here's a very brief aside. So I was playing some Warhammer 2 Total War recently, randomly just sticking around on one of the campaigns, and I named a random sorceress hero that joined my army Indra Lament, because I like to name them after characters from my games. And
Nice.
normally getting like about 100 kills as a character, especially a single character, is pretty big in the game, and she got over 1,000. And I was like,
Whoa.
holy fuck. Because Indra Lament,
Indra Lament.
apparently, so
Badass.
if you want any heroes in that game to do well, name them Indra Lament and just let them have at it, quite frankly. I was just watching the kill count, be like, okay, so she's already at 995, this is going well. And then she finished with just over 1,000, and the ending screen didn't even actually have enough space on her little icon to show how many kills she'd got total.
Whoa.
I was like, okay, she stays. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Just brief aside, thought you might enjoy that.
God.
Yeah. So, I've got that. Any of those personal goals you just want to tell me about as well, folks?
I'm happy with mine at the moment because there is at least an opportunity, possibly this session, to.
Why don't you tell the folks at home what it is? Let's just have everybody read
Well,
out their personal goal.
I
That's a
will,
good thing to
ladies
do.
and gentlemen. It's my play goals one is to find out what Vishal's connection with Janus is.
Excellent. Who's next?
Mine is put Risen Contact with the Prince of Shadows. Maybe I can do that right now when we talk to Janus. We'll see.
Sure.
I
See
know
that
he
guy
said,
there? Send him over there.
See ya.
yeah. He said he'd tie off many loose ends. Maybe that's one of them. So I'm definitely keeping that just in case.
Next.
I have got that I need to make up amends with Dondrabella after nearly getting her pasted by Vishal.
Next.
Well, mine is to remove the mark on my hand after finding out so many bad things with it. how it makes people disappear and how it's a death mark, and it's a couple.
Have you ever tried using it for good? Right?
I'm trying to help that crystal.
Did you though? I mean, we'll see how that goes. That's fine. Yeah, Arya.
I'm still curious about where your story is, and I'm
Fair.
thinking that the God of Transport might know, because I'm thinking he might know where all these, amazingly powerful beings that can use magic to transport themselves be.
He's got like all their bus tickets pinned up in his office. Yeah, it makes sense. To be fair, God of Travel, right?
Well-
You're gonna keep tabs on somebody.
Well, like I would like to think that when somebody uses like high level magic to travel, that he kind of like feels it. Moves
Yeah,
it.
you would, you would,
Pings on the
you would,
radar.
you'd think so,
Upon his
right? Like,
palace. I don't know.
genuinely, you'd think so because he is like the old God of Travel. So yeah, you would think that. It makes a lot of sense, to be fair at last. Right, so that is our goals that are in play today. If they're going to change, let me know at the end, and we'll deal with that. So, you have made your final moves on the chessboard. You've put Janus in checkmate. Well done, everybody. That was pretty good. The sheer amount of XP in general that you have got in the last couple of sessions has been pretty good, quite frankly. Yeah, pretty high
totally.
stakes stuff that you have managed. I think that's maybe a worrying precedent for you guys. It's like maybe that should highlight where you shouldn't be as people when you just happen to hoover up this XP. Yep. Thank you. I hope the BBC don't sue us for the nunu noises.
Noot, noot.
Okay, that's two different shows, but okay. So here we are. Yes, so the checkmate is called. Everything fades to red mist, and you find yourselves back on that bridge, staring in front of Janus, who stands before you, his like hand out of his smoky kind of visage this time, lifts out a shiny red jewel about the size of a fist. And if you really want specifics, I'm not going to answer that because screw that. And he says, just boomingly to the group of you at the other side of the bridge, to end all journeys. Who goes and takes it?
Grab it.
Yeah, I think Bastial should take it.
Yeah, because it was Bastille that brought us here, so yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
But I
Just
think I
picture the
know
scene in
what
my
it
head.
is.
If I was talking to him right in front of him, I'd just grab it.
No, you are all at one side of the bridge, so literally you are still in a group. You'd need to cross the bridge to go get it.
So I think Plague will say, encourage Bastial to, it's yours. Take it.
Oh, don't know about that, but I'll grab it on our behalf. And yeah, I'll go and fetch it.
Yeah, so you cross the bridge, and he's still holding his hand out, obviously, as you there. He leans down with his hand outstretched.
Put my hand on it. Before I take it out of his hand, though, I'll just say, that was a marvelous game. I hope you enjoyed that.
You all played so well. And then he lets go of the jewel, and
It means a lot.
everything red again, and then the red fades to ash, and you are back near the edges of the cliff.
Ah.
Oh.
So yeah,
Okay, so Ryan, do I recognise that object as the object I'm assuming it is?
don't know. That's a really vague question.
Do I recognise it as an eye of the shell?
No.
No, an eye of Janus.
Why don't you roll something, and we'll just see. Or do you want me to take that one that you rolled before the session started?
2 seconds, I'm trying to remember how to roll.
Religion or Arcana, I don't mind what.
Well, to start off with, I will just hold it up and say, any ideas?
Where is it? We'll go Arcana is that, religion that. Religion.
Yeah.
Whatcha!
You definitely do.
I'll be like, just kind of, you know, that way, just kind of not like shocked as to how, not how easy it was to get, but kind of just how.
I don't know if I'd
willing
call
you were
that easy to get. I'm
Not-
gonna
not
just put
easy,
that out
but-
there. Like,
Yeah, but just how willing he was to just be like, yep, cool, here's your reward.
I mean, yeah, right. You did ask.
I'll just be like, that is one of the items we've been searching for. That's an Eye of Janus.
Ooh.
We
He seemed nice, Janus. I mean, you know, for a god, he's pretty nice.
And I'll be like, guys, you do realize that we can travel anywhere now with that.
Really? How?
He'll
I-
start
I-
to have to explain that we had a companion that had
Yeah.
been given one of these eyes, and he had it on his hammer, and it would strike his hammer to the floor, and that would let us teleport to places, and it was very useful until he accidentally
Okay.
teleported his entire estate to us. So you have to be very careful how you use these things. Dangerous magics, powerful
Well,
magics.
Who should then be in charge of it? I mean, I don't see any reason why Bastille shouldn't be in charge of it. After all, he was the one who approached the god in the first place, and I
Well,
don't know. I feel safe with Bastille.
Give it a crumble.
no, because I will eat it.
Riz, touch it with your left hand.
Don't.
Hey,
I feel like I
Just,
did.
just saying, Riz. We can all throw shade. It's just that some of us operate better in the shade than others.
I remember that obviously Eric had to power it up with sorcery points.
Mhm.
So maybe give it to the sorcerer
Ah,
so he can do the same.
Well, there's no
Yeah, but
reason
it won't be
why.
the same kind of
I mean-
sorcery. That-
I think what we should do is spend some time with it to attune to its magical vibrations.
Yes.
How about that?
That's a good
hold
point.
on.
Yes.
Well, I think you still have some time, right? Because, I mean, where he's going.
Well, nowhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere. Yeah,
So,
Do
Yeah.
the whole Trinity thing.
Yeah, I'll hand the eye over to surrogate Eric. There you go.
I will gratefully accept it.
Yeah.
How does it feel? Is it cool to the touch, or is it hot, or?
It's big, 'cause
It's like a big
eye.
red ruby, right? It's a
Mhm.
big red ruby about the size of your fist, and when you look at it, it's got like a kind of like, you know, deep reddish kind of like shimmer, almost like you're looking at lava through a ruby lens.
Interesting. Okay.
Linty.
Yeah. So, I think I should probably meditate with this for a while just to see whether I can discern any of its uses. I mean, obviously, you have experienced this before, but this might work in a different way. We just don't know until we spend some time.
So, see, as that conversation's happening after like you've let go of the eye, Bastille.
Mhm.
So this is for Bastille because I assume Plague's still
Sorry.
holding it, and
Yeah.
you're kind of realizing that you've actually been watching yourself listen to them have this conversation. Like you're just stepped back a stage, and the ground isn't covered in, you know, shin high ash at this point either. It's all rolling cloud. And you turn to this side, and Indra Lament is standing,
Injure man. Mm.
and she says, "It is good that you gave up such a trinket. It would bring you nothing but misfortune, and all of your regret is mine."
I have faith, and that doesn't mean that I must be the keeper of all things divine. It will fall where it may, and the ash will settle where it must.
And she looks at you and she smiles, and she says, "Then my regret I claim is that you will take no part in this trinket." She vanishes. And you kind of do that thing where you shake your head as if you've had low low blood pressure for a second, and you're back to the perspective you should have.
Stood up too quick.
Yep.
All right, Bastille kind of close his eyes with his head pointed to the ground, and he'll smirk a bit. That's Plague's trinket to him, so
Mm-hmm.
that's a win.
Plague will
good.
just look at Bastille and go, "Oh, are you okay, brother? You seemed away with the fairies for a little bit just then."
Yeah, just so you know, the fairies have lodged their official petition of complaint.
It's a figure of speech. Yeah.
I'm invigorated, and I'm excited for you, Plague, my friend. This is a marvelous artifact, and I'm glad that we have you here to wield it. It suits you well.
Oh,
Can I ask a question from a DM to player level? Are you bullshitting him?
Sure.
Or no, this is for Bastille still.
Oh, sorry,
no.
Because, how much of that is just fueled by your relief for yourself more than?
Well,
Mm-hmm.
if when Crumbar mentions Eric, I'm kind of thinking it was divine work that we found a replacement sorcerer. He's with us right now, and none of us can channel energy that way. So we would be screwed, even if we had the eye and we didn't have Plagal. The fact that we have both, that's
Divine providence.
intervention. Yeah,
Mm.
destiny.
I don't know if I'd call it divine intervention if yous are the ones tripping over gods, though, right? Like that's just more like yous have went seeking them,
Divine pain in the arse.
Like, how did I get drunk drinking all this alcohol? It was where I put it after I bought it, Like, but yeah, no, yeah, okay. So in that scene, these are then approached by a figure from the ash as they walk out. It's just somebody munching on an apple. And go, oh, you're back.
But like, ours.
it's you
Mystery.
again, ours.
Again? She looks at you confused, or they look at you confused.
Oh, we sort of, well, it's a long story.
Munches on apple.
Enjoy your apples.
Yes, always.
Good.
Big smile
I'm very glad.
on their face.
I will have perhaps put this large red ruby in somewhere where she can't see it.
Okay.
So
As you hold it in your hand like an apple,
Well, I was trying to sort of avoid that. So if there's any way that I can sort of sleight of hand it back.
No, you could just have I think if somebody was approaching you, you'd have enough time to be like, I'm gonna hold that behind my back, just.
Please from the Magical Artifacts Protection Organisation. I don't want to have any information. Anyway, I think, I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm on 4 hit points, so it'd be quite nice to have a long rest at some stage, or at least a short rest.
All right. How can I do a observation check to see? Like, would I pick up on the fact that Lego looks like he's had the shit kicked out of him?
I mean, I think the fact that he has been attacked with, I can't even remember what the weapon was that the demon lady had, but
I can't actually
No,
remember. I
we
think it was
watched it
two
happen.
large
It was
two
too
large
traumatic,
scimitars.
okay?
I
yeah.
think there were two
Okay,
scimitars
right.
going on.
Well, now that I've probably had a bit of time to readjust. to where
Stands
they
there
are,
bleeding over Ruby Prize. Help,
and I'll be like,
people.
I am going to just, take a wee stoat up to Plagal and I'll go, put my hand on his shoulder and just say,
In?
next time, and I'll just be like, next time, leave the demons to me, and I will do lay of hands for 30 points.
Nice.
Oh, that's
'Cause
useful.
That's me just trying to make a guess at what your max experience.
Oh, nice.
That feels
that's
about healthy,
fantastic.
right? 30?
I will look considerably more healthy.
And you just hear the munch of the apple and go, oh, demons. With a curious tone to the voice.
I'll just kind of laugh and just be like, yes, long story, but it seems we played chess with a god.
Oh, which one? I might know them. Takes another big bite of the apple.
just laugh and go, just Janus.
Janus. He's still around, is he?
And I'll just kind of look at Arse and just be like, pray tell, how old are you?
They just wink at you.
I take a deep in breath and just then suddenly exhale.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rude.
What's going through your mind in that moment, Plagal? Just entertain us for a brief moment, if you could.
The thing going through my mind is that you should never ask an odd S age. They might not take kindly to it. So I'm sort of like, sort of like breathe a huge sigh of relief.
Nice. And I thought he went the way of the, waves vaguely at the sky. Which is
Great.
mostly like, an ash thing.
Go on. Went the way of the ...
Finishes
Of
like
the
a chunk of the
old
apple.
gods?
I was like, no, not gods. Older. Bigger. Scarier.
Older than gods?
Yeah. Kind of just nods like, yeah.
I'm like,
What's older than a
Primordials.
god?
yeah.
I kind of look at you and go, oh. Yous are so young. Just smiles, really, like, fake smile, like PR
Yeah, looks
relations.
Really confused.
Stares in immortal confusion.
Bastia will say in what's the Earth one? Earth Primordial. Ah, fuck it. I'll say in Aquan. The Primordials.
I think, it's not Orin, that's the, I don't know, you could just say Terran if you really wanted to say the Earth one. I don't know.
Yeah, why not?
Or Earth Primordial was good enough for me, to be honest. Like, Primordial kind of covers all four anyway, so... Because they're all
Is
like...
it like a mixture of all?
Well, they're all dialects of Primordial, right?
Okay. Yeah. Alright, I'll just say generic Primordial.
Okay, what is it you want to say in that language?
I'll say the Primordials.
She looks at you and she's like, oh no. And like, everything she says you can all understand. But yeah, she's like, oh no. The Primordials were more like, you have those little things, they make a lot of noise, fluffy.
Dogs?
Grumbar.
Sounds-
That's okay.
She just smiles at Crumbar when you say that. And then she says, yeah, those, like that. And just points back at you, Bastille. And kind of smiles and, looks at her apple core. And then
Monkeys.
I still just think doggies.
and she's like, and do you want this? Holds up her core.
That's got castle gens in it.
Kind of nods. And she goes, yeah. Something's gotta eat it though.
Why do you plant it?
She looks down and kind of kicks some ash off her foot. Looks back up at you.
Okay, fair enough. I get your point.
And she just throws it over to you to catch. Do you let it hit off you? Do you try and catch it instinctively?
I'll catch it.
Okay.
I'll try and catch it.
Do you think you've got the wherewithal to not catch it with both hands and thus reveal you're holding a ruby?
No, I'm just going to catch it with one hand.
Cool. And yeah, she goes, you should plant it. Might be a great apple tree one day. She just smiles.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put it. I'll put it in my pack, my pouch, along with the ruby.
Yeah, yep.
Sure, right here.
Arya's just looking at them amused because she's like, they did not know.
And she just reaches up to her head and is like, where did the crown go? the deep-seated loss.
Sorry, that's your plan.
She can still maintain her arrogance, especially
Hell
on
yeah.
the subject of plants.
Yeah.
She is, as far as everybody here is concerned, she is freaking queen of plants.
Fair.
So I'll turn around to both Arya and Crumbar and say, so your previous compatriot managed to put their resources into this item, and travel. Is that correct?
I think he described it like his power or his essence or his being. I think it's the way Eric used to like word it.
Okay.
Like,
It just feels less mechanical than resources or like
Yeah.
sorcery points.
sorcery
I think-
point.
I think I need to. I think I need to spend time in meditation, and then hopefully I can attune to its function.
Just kind of, say, reply back. It's like, well, take all the time you need. If
All
it's not done correctly, things can go very bad. And I
What
just
do you
kinda,
mean?
Just kind of look at Ari. I'm like, well,
What do you mean by that?
Eric tried to use it in anger once without thinking, and instead of teleporting to the location, the location teleported to us.
Oh. Okay, so it responds to
Bursts
emotion.
and dropping, to be more precise.
So it seems
was
that
not
a
pretty.
clear, calm
Nope.
mind will be in order.
Legel, do you favour any one god?
No, it's a complicated situation. I have no bond with a specific being as such. My bond is with the other.
Celeste.
No, something else. And I have yet to discern what its true meaning is. So, if you want a better answer, it's I don't really know. I don't have enough knowledge yet.
We'll resolve the Prince of Shadows first. Then I'm coming back for you.
I have.
Anybody else shiver at hearing that out loud? Anyone?
Yeah,
'Cause-
I sort of. I think Plagal doesn't like the words, and
Mhm.
we'll go, ooh, and we'll sort of just do a sort of weird, not quite a sign of a cross, but a sort of like a warding symbol.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, some somatic
I'm-
components.
I'm-
Yep. Get it in there.
I'm
Yep.
definitely not. I'm definitely not aligned with that
Mhm.
at all. No, I am more interested in my ancestors and where they came from, and there is something hidden which I must discover myself. But don't worry.
Perhaps something you can call upon for this ritual process. I'll be here
Yes.
as your cleric.
More
I feel
rituals, you
that
say? This sounds really
having-
interesting, says Ars.
having having spent so much time under the rule of the Wizard King, we were always taught not to look for outside help, and so I feel as though I must go inwards to try to attune, and so
Worship
my
still gets
meditation will
through.
be inwards. Maybe,
No,
but I
definitely.
need to do this my way.
She kind of shrugs, our hands in our pockets of her finely pressed trousers.
I wouldn't know which god to pray to even if I knew them.
Eh. She kind of shrugs. She goes, there's a bunch of them. Take your pick.
That's what I'm afraid of.
She does that thing where she's like, yeah, I know what you mean. Like with her eyes and her mouth, her head tilts side to side.
It's like she doesn't have a choice. She probably regrets the fact that, yeah. So I think with the party's permission, Plagal will just perhaps go by himself, just sit down, try and find a spot where there isn't so much ash, and just meditate and try and attune with this crystal to try and sort of, I don't know, when you touch an object, you sort of try and imagine that you're not quite inside the object, but you try and imagine the vibration of it and
Yep, I'm really struggling to not use a word that's just a tune, because
Yes.
they really
Yeah,
have
I mean-
picked the best word for it, which is, like go in sync with it.
Yeah, it's sort of almost
vibe
like a
with it.
tuning
Yeah.
when you're trying to sort of like get to the right note,
Mhm.
and I'm sort of just trying to sort of scan through energy vibrations that will sort of show me how it might work. Maybe I won't understand it fully, but at least that we would be able to leave this realm and get back on track somewhere which I'm familiar with.
Okay, yeah. What's everybody else doing while Plygolo is and meditates?
I'm just chanting and clapping. Horizon, Horizon, take us to Horizon. Way, Horizon.
I'm gonna go question Arse about some stuff.
Okay, well, Arse is just standing nearby Bastiel, clapping her hands in time with him.
We love Horizon.
It's not like jumping for joy or anything, just excited that there's motion, so clapping with them. Not jumping or anything, just joining in as somebody that stands at a gig and doesn't jump up and down and dance with the music, yeah.
Yeah.
Gig friend, we call them.
Yeah, but go up to Arse and just be like, so, Arse, you look after all the weapons of heaven, yes?
Kind of like, clapping, slowly stops and turns to you and goes, who told you that? And gives you like a really sly look.
Just off your name of the Celestial Garden to the Heavenly Host Arsenal.
Yeah, their cheeky look remains, and they say, I might know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy.
Well, I was just more wondering if you'd ever came across the Black Fang Spear.
They give you like a narrow kind of like glance, like, should I have?
Well, from what I understand, it's a very powerful weapon,
Oh,
and it seems that you are most interested in powerful weapons and having them as keepsakes.
and like she puts like a finger on like your chest and goes, it's often not the power of a weapon that makes it interesting. Kind of just like kind of tight-lipped smile, and then says, it's usually what someone does with that weapon that makes it interesting.
Well, this one nearly killed the King of the Dwarves. It did kill the King of the Dwarves.
Oh,
He got better, though.
does that make it interesting?
I mean, he seemed like quite a powerful man. If a weapon could kill him in one blow, I'd say it's very interesting.
Ah, so whatever kills you is more powerful than you. Just points at you again. Okay.
And yeah, Crombar would agree with her on that, but yeah, that's a very good way of putting it.
So you admit Vishal was more powerful than you?
Crombar just doesn't.
She just smiles.
You just kind of see Crombar's kind of like his answers caught in his throat, kind of like, I know the answer, but I'm not saying it.
I mean, that's what we call people power word kill, just so you all know. That's how you deliver that line.
Yeah, I'll just kind of like I was unprepared for that.
I would say so. And kind of nods and kind of like vaguely looks back in the direction of the, like central part of the, place you're in.
But no, I was wondering if you had heard of it anyway, and if you could tell us more about it. But if it is not something that came across your collection yet, then so be it.
It's not to say it won't. She blinks.
And I'll be like, well, for someone that has known people like from the dawn of time, it seems, I guess, everything will come across your collection eventually.
She smiles again. She goes, time hasn't been around forever. Kind of winks.
Crumbar's mind just explodes.
Yep.
Magnets.
Magnets for everybody. Magna.
Magnets.
Yep. So, he kind of like stands around looking at everybody. Just kind of excited to be part of the circle, as it were. What's everybody else up to? So we know Plague's thinking, Bastiel's celebrating, Crumbar was asking questions. What's Riznari up to?
Because, well, everything that has happened.
Fair.
She's kind of like looking around and probably a bit absent-mindedly thinking Roya, who's on her arm, and she's kind of like assessing. It's kind of like mumbling to herself, like, stupid shit we do.
I never actually heard any of that, but that's maybe because you mumbled, so fair.
Yeah. She was mumbling about, you know, how the fuck are we all still alive, given all the crazy shit we've done.
Yup.
But yeah, she's just taking a bit of a moment to like recalibrate now that she doesn't feel that she's in immediate danger.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing the entire, you know, sacrifice the queen thing may have scared her a little bit, and she might be in a little bit of shock and just, you know, kind of grateful that it didn't actually have, you know,
Dire
disappearing
consequences.
eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, eternity sort of effect. So yeah, she's probably just breathing.
Yeah, it's good.
And
Yeah.
calming herself down and you know, wondering what on earth we're gonna do next.
Mm-hmm. Riz?
I'll walk to the cliff edge.
Jump off.
Kneel
Yep.
down. Yeah. Try to pull head first. Like it will look like a trip. Oh,
like,
no.
like, sorry guys, it's you know, it's my last session tonight, so
see ya.
Sorry, rewind. Back to you walk to the cliff edge.
Yeah. I'll just kneel down and just contemplate all that's happened so far and just understand that what needs to happen, and that the only thing I can really gain from this now is to just visualize and understand what I did wrong, what I did right, and just grow from it like a true monk of power.
Yeah, like proper reflection.
Like a tree.
Like a tree.
Oh my God,
Grow
in a
from
tree
it
the
like
whole
a
time?
tree. Yeah, he's multiclassed into druid, didn't you know? But yeah.
Bust into tree.
The are you doing this like a bit away from the fact that you've got obviously Crumber, who's not a quiet man, you know, a distressed bird, a weird person that likes apples, right? Like, I imagine like Plague's maybe went off to like one side as well for a like, you know, just far enough away that he's still within like, you know, group safety, air quotes.
I'm probably within. Yeah, I mean, I've probably got one iota of my consciousness sort of like listening to the outside of the world, just in case there's any danger. But otherwise, I'm going to ignore most conversation.
Yeah, I just imagine you've got like the centralized group waiting on the two people off to meditate to come back and decide what they've, you know, learned about the greater universe. So yeah, like Riz, you're way off to decide what is going through your head then. Like you said, obviously what's went right and what's went wrong. Tell us some of that. Like what went right and what went wrong.
This seems like, you know, with the appearing in front of Vishal and being in this place in between, just like feels like we're so direct onto what we need to do that we realized we were nowhere near it. We were actually on the wrong path in a way. So I don't know, just all these sort of things, just like all the gods and stuff. I have no idea of the gods. Like, I'm not a godly man, so just feel very tiny in all of this and understanding my place. Really,
yeah, that's fair, right? Definitely fair. I think like as you're kind of like probably like, you know, getting your breathing in time with like the waves crashing against, you know, the base of the cliffs and stuff, and then you just like feel a hand grip your shoulder, you know, and then, you know, you feel the weight of somebody, you know, using you as a post so they can kneel down next to you.
I look to who this is.
And then good old Mark is sat there.
Can only I see him? Am I that far away from the group that only I?
And
I look to see if the others see.
I mean, they're all too busy wrapped in their own shit, right?
Yeah,
like so. Yeah, weirdly, right? And he just kind of like looks at you and nods as if he's agreeing with a question that you never asked him, and then looks out to like, you know, as far as he can see into like, you know, the distance where it becomes foggy ash, you know, and just sits and stares. I
swear he's related to Jet.
I'll just I'll just accept his presence and
Mhm.
smile, just stare out across the ocean.
Yeah, I think, like, you know, eventually his annoying breathing goes in sync with the waves as well, you know. And yeah, he's both just sit and meditate out.
Just imagine
Brilliant.
it.
Proper mouth breather that he is, yeah.
He's like the father I never had.
God.
Yeah. And yeah, so I think that happens. Then we can have a nice, you know, moment of you two having a meditation, and by that I mean Plagal and Riz, of course. And yeah, anybody else want to do anything for like the hour that I assume Plagal's going to be spending?
Yeah.
Oh right, sorry. I thought you were saying yeah, as in you wanted to do something.
No. I just meant sorry.
He was just agreeing that will take an hour. He's probably gonna, yeah. I got it. Don't worry.
So again, so the landscape, it's just ash and like basically debris, like completely weathered down wood. Is it?
No, there's been no wood.
It's what?
There's been no wood.
No wood.
Nope.
So it's all stone ruins.
Yep.
Nothing else to that. Pure stone.
Yep. As I said, any details that may have existed are like long since worn away.
Yeah.
As I said, there's like nothing above, like, I think I said something like 15 feet tall, I think, roughly. I can't remember what I said, but I think that's what I said last time. So, like, very much nothing left standing that tall anymore. But again, you can only really see what's in your local vicinity anyway, so if there is a giant, massive tower that is unblemished, you wouldn't know until you were like, you know, 20, 30 feet away from it. So,
yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So you're still under attack out of interest? With fireworks, or is he just banging down?
Oh, yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry.
As long as you're not actually under attack, okay. I'm okay.
I'll wait until we're out of here, which I think is definitely going to happen because God told me.
Okay.
So, yeah. But I do have plans for after.
Okay, cool. Anybody else got plans for their hour of downtime? I mean, no is also an acceptable answer.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go. I'll probably just be like on alert.
Yeah, sure. And are you?
Arya's gonna play something similar to fetch
Mhm.
with Furia, right? And you know, at one point she's gonna be like, really cool if we could just pass it from one to another. She kind of like imagines how that would be, and then next thing she knows, she's also a bird. And yeah,
Nice.
they start passing this little bit of like balled up cloth, kind of like if you were to make a ball out of like old sort of fabric, like it would look like a bit of a ball of yarn, but it's just little bits of old fabric.
Yeah. Have you
They're just passing this to each other.
So we're wild shaping it up, are we?
Yeah, why not?
Nice.
Fuck it, yeah, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought it would be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not particularly hurt after the entire thing, right? It didn't like knock me to like 0 points to me. So I'm fine. I'm absolutely fantastic and
yeah, cool. Sorry, what was it?
Having fun.
Scott?
If I was done. Yeah, I want to change my answer actually. I am going to go and speak with Dundrabella.
Yeah, cool.
Gonna approach up there and do.
Yeah, you see her lying down in the ash, just staring up at the ash sky.
It's like, very dusty here. Like, Dundrabella, do you have a moment?
She stares up at you, puts like a hand mockingly over her eyes and goes, "You're in my light."
I just step to the side and went, apologies.
And she's like, and puts her hand up for you to like help her up.
Yep, I'll extend my arm out and help her up onto her feet.
Yep. She like dusts herself off, shakes her head and stuff, you know. Her hair remains weirdly grey after that, somehow. Yeah.
It's like...
Oh, am I boring you, Emma? She says to Crumber.
Scott just needed a yawn. I'll be like, I know that this is probably not what you signed up for when you agreed to come with us. You have been in quite a lot of danger, a lot of it due to my lack of consideration. So for that, I apologize, and I will look for a way that I can make up to you. But please know that you are a valued member of this party.
I need you to make a opposed strength or acrobatics check.
Kiss. Finally.
So that can I just roll strength? Yeah.
I mean, it'll be athletics or acrobatics. So if you just want to
Oh,
roll
athletics,
strength, then you can.
yeah.
But like, yeah,
Athletics.
this may take some time tonight because my browser keeps kicking me out, which is interesting.
How did I roll a 12? Oh wait, in fact, don't I get?
Only if you've activated it, I think.
Yeah, it's only if I've activated.
Bear with me, guys, if I'm slow to reply to things on this, because as I said, my browser keeps doing that, or it flicks me out, which is really annoying.
Yeah, because this isn't classed as a saving throw, is it?
No.
No.
It is not a saving throw.
Just a check.
Yeah, I need to get her character sheet if I can actually navigate to it without the browser kicking me out, which would be nice. As I said, you just may need to employ more patience this particular session until whatever that problem is fixes itself. Right, okay, so does she have this as a skill? Yes, she does. Webam. Well,
yay!
Look at that. Yeah, she grabs hold of you and you can feel like there's force behind it, right? And yeah, it's like she was trying to reposition you in some way. Like definitely, it was a very aggressive move that she made. And then when she realizes that you're kind of just still standing there, maybe her footing in the ash wasn't as good as she was hoping it was going to be when she moves towards you, and she just looks up at you, like kind of pissed off. And she goes, "What's happened to you?" And she lets go, and she walks over to Bastiel. He goes, "You."
What?
He didn't come back,
What?
right? Where's your axe?
Here it is.
Well,
There you go.
she just looks at you and goes, "Well," and points to Crumbar.
I was like, whoa. What do you mean? Wait, what? What do you mean I didn't come back right?
Swing for Crumbar. Dwarven custom.
What do you do? Sorry, I missed that.
Swing for Crumbar.
Okay. Well, I mean, go for it.
Oh god, I don't ever hit things.
No, you don't hit things.
Yep. So you want to describe how you're not hit by this Crumbar as you move out the way?
Yeah, I think it's because obviously Don Bella walked over and said, "Pick up your axe," and I knew it was coming, so it was that kind of way. Axe comes down and I just kind of step out the side, just I can't make an unarmed strike, can I?
You can, to my knowledge, yeah.
Certainly try.
How would I do that?
You would do whatever the rules are for that. I think you're proficient with your unarmed strike, I think, from what I remember, because I think it's counted as a simple melee weapon. It does strength +1 damage. So it would just be your proficiency plus strength, right?
Yes, so that would be
Basically, roll strength and you just add your proficiency mod to it.
Yes, so strength +4. Oh no, where'd you find your proficiency mod again?
It's about underneath your inspiration toggle.
Ah, yeah, okay, so strength plus that's 4 plus 3 on a D2, so 20.
Roll strength.
D20.
Just click the button that says strength.
Right.
And then add proficiency. Right. So what's your proficiency? It's 3. Is that right?
3.
So that's a 10. So I think you miss.
Yeah, so I think I miss.
So this is like the most uneventful fight ever, where it's just
Yeah,
she tries to tackle you. She was actually, you wouldn't necessarily specifically know this, but she was definitely trying to knock you prone. With her grapple,
I,
and then
I
like she tries to do that, doesn't work. She walks over to Bastille, tells him to axe Crumbar. That doesn't go well, and then Crumbar goes to just swing at somebody, and misses. I think Arse just looks at everyone and is like, "This is incredibly unexpected. What do I do?"
it's probably because I was pulling my punches a wee bit, so it was like maybe I pulled it a wee bit too much. But I would just be like, Bastille, what the hell are you doing? More importantly, Ars, what do you not Ars, more importantly, Dungerbella, what do you mean I didn't come back correct?
She looks you up and down. She's like, "It's no mystery that you're a bit, how do I say this delicately, stupid when it comes to keeping folks alive." And she looks at you and just like narrows her eyes, like waiting. Like what goes through Crumbar's mind when she says that?
I'm just thinking about the incident with Hulking Suzanne and all the tribe.
And she's like, "So you're not like you're apologizing? What?" And she just looks at you, Bastille, like, "Please explain." Like that's the expression with her body language.
I look at her and I was like, "Can you believe the golden worm? He knows how to pick him."
Yeah, I'm a swing for Bastille again. So yeah,
Yeah, clicking strength again. We'll add 3. Yep. What's that? 21.
Yep.
that it?
I think it does, doesn't it? Because you're not exactly wearing a shield right now. So
It's 21 without a shield.
yeah, so it hits.
It's 18, isn't it?
Plus 3 from his mod because he's proficient with his fist.
It's
So-
adding 4 already.
From his strength.
Yeah, that's from my strength, and then I get +3 from proficiency.
Ah.
You know how the rules of 5e work? Yep. So, yeah. So that is 5 damage, Bastille.
How do I do this without my token?
Go to your sheet and edit the number.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And I'll just that's like it probably just been a punch to the gut, and I've just like throw Bastille. I went, don't insult the golden worm again. And then I'll kind of walk over to Donderbella and draw my sword. I'm kidding. I'll just say it. I'll just say to him like, I'm trying to be a better person. Let's just say that after what happened, it's woke me up to certain aspects of my attitude that need changed if we are to get through this.
She
I'm
moves over to like Bastille in that kind of matronly caring way. She goes, "I can see that." She says sarcastically back to you after you've just decked Bastille.
I'll just turn around and look at Bastille and be like, "You'll be fine."
And
I look at Donjabella like, is this done? You made your point.
Donderbell just looks at you like you can tell she is not done, but she's not doing anything, right? But you can tell it's not done. Bastille.
Okay.
What's not done? I'm sorry.
You don't have to worry about it. That's an exchange between them.
God.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard of a god being tied up, being constrained? Doesn't seem like much of a god to me.
Who are you addressing?
Donjabella out loud.
She kind of looks at you.
How does that happen? Crazy.
She just goes and walks away. He just goes,
Okay.
like, goes off to, like, pseudo distance from the party camp, as it were, and just lies down again in the ash.
Okay. That's me. I did her thing.
Arse is kind of just standing there with, like, her hands in her pockets, like, rocking onto, like, the balls of her feet, and then, like, rocking back onto her heels. Just looking between Crumbar and Bastille. Like,
I just
white
shrug my
eyes.
shoulders and I kind of loosen my arms so the axe is hanging by my side.
Mhm.
I just say, I don't know where she was going with that. Anyway, and I just go right back where I was. Sit down and wait for Plagal.
Yeah. And
So whenever you give me the signal, Plagal will
oh no, I'll
wake
cover you
up
in a
from his
second, don't worry.
meditation.
Oh, right, yep. So, Arse walks over to Crumbar. And kind of like motions for you to, like, take a walk with them.
Just gesture along, like lead the way.
Hands in the pockets and just kind of like, strolling, kicking the ash up, the way a kid would, and like, so you're not good at apologies. That seemed obvious.
I'm new to the concept.
That's fine. Everybody's new to something. And then she smiles at you.
I think I'd smile back at that, yeah.
Says, but do you remember a while back when I gave you that apple?
Yes.
You still have it.
Apple. Yes.
Can I have it back? And you just smile with, like, big toothy smile.
And they're like, certainly. And then just, pass it back.
He goes, just like lays a hand on, like, your chest and just goes, thank you. And he just, like, takes a big bite out of the apple and just walks back to the camp.
I love this character. How far have we walked away from them?
I don't know. It's like you could have strolled for like 10 minutes if you wanted. It's up to you, buddy.
They're still in eye shot, so I'd just be like, I'd just sit down where I am and just kind of look back at the camp, and then just have like my pendant in my hand, just being, focusing all my thought energy into being like, I really need to find a way to get to the golden worm and get him freed.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like, Gil would cross my mind as to why the hell he was there, and in the chess game and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, few things. I'm just basically sitting thinking about the order and just like, shit, where'd I go from here, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So the hour passes, and Plagal, you're a brow furrows. Can you give me an Arcana check?
I can try.
That's all I ask, right? Is that like?
Oh,
You
good
got
lord, a
this.
20.
Yep. This is
Well,
like
you can get them in
this is like
advantage.
no magic item that you've ever tried to connect with before.
Yeah, I sort of figured that might be the case.
Yeah, like it's there is no resonance from it to attune with. I held that word back from you earlier, by the way. I don't even apologise. I was keeping it for this moment, just so you know.
That's
That's
like
okay.
alien.
Would I still know from the conversations that the rest of the party had? Would I know how to put my sorcery points into it? If you see what I mean.
So no, like completely not. Like normally, if you had a weapon that demanded something of its like bearer, there would be an obvious like, funnel effect, as it were. Like you'd be able to like open the dam and let things flow, as it were. But no, there's nothing, right? There is power from it. It's a powerful item. Most magical items, like, have some kind of like vibe that way. But this is this doesn't have any inward, roots, as it were. Try to think of it like slightly more abstract metaphors, but most magic items, when you're looking for how to get access to them, you're in a dark room and then there's like the light coming in from under the door, so you go, the door's this way, or the window's there because the light from the split in the curtains is there. There's your vibe, but this is like there's nothing, it's just you in the dark. So yeah, like you do not attune to this item.
Maybe it doesn't need sorcery points, this one.
So I'll just say, well, I can't get it to work, so somebody else can give it a go.
Riz, touch it.
I mean, Riz is away just now. He's off in the the
you
periphery.
don't get me too serious.
Well, it could mean that I don't know. I mean, it's just not. It's not. It doesn't like me.
Like you?
Well, it's just a question of the fact that I can't. I'm not going to be able to get it to work. So somebody else is.
Are you just saying this to like
the
the party campsite, as it were? I say campsite so loosely, by the way.
I'll say to Bastille first,
Mhm.
sort of privately, and just go. Who do you think we should? Who do you think next in line?
Well, of what nature exactly is your magic? Is it divine? Is it? Are you a scholar? Tell me
It
about
is
yourself.
divine. It's similar to yours, but my magic is innate and comes through my lineage, of which it is a divine origin. So it could be that my sort of lineage is not quite the right lineage in order to get this to work. So the only other person really who doesn't have that sort of magical connection, I guess, is Arya.
It is.
And I wonder whether we should give it to her.
It's worth a shot. I mean, she works with magics of the terrain and the land.
Okay. And so then I approach Arya and just go... I
mean, you turn round and there's just no sign of Arya except the sound of two hawks in the sky somewhere, I guess.
Okay.
Seems to be like passing something one to another.
I mean, they probably can't see you. You're probably high up. Like, visibility's bad.
I'll just shout, Arya!
Hear a squawk.
We need to talk. I have something important to tell you.
Okay, you initially you hear a bit of a sad squawk when you said you need to talk, and then when you said you have something important, you kind of see one of them kind of making their way down.
It would also be helpful if you reverted back to form.
She the second I planned, I was going to describe that, but fine.
Sorry.
Fine.
Well, you can describe it.
It's no fun now.
I'm not preventing you from describing it.
But yeah, I was about to say that, like, a bit awkwardly and a bit weirdly, because this is a bird that's never tried landing before. She eventually makes her way down and really realize which is which, because obviously one of them landed normally and gracefully, and the other one kind of like had a bit of a tumble and like shook itself a little bit, all the dust and everything, and then she reverts back to Arya.
Is it weird? The image that I see in this shot is like when people play any Grand Theft Auto game or any game that lets you control an airplane and you try and land it for the first time yourself, and then it just totals the vehicle. And you're like, well, any landing you can walk away from, reload, save. Yep.
Yeah, no, I figured it's just never done this before.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah, I think it's good. Yeah.
Plague will say, nice landing.
I'll give them a bit of a dark look. Kind of, okay, first of all, you interrupt my fun, and then secondly,
okay. Well, I do have something important to tell you, and also something important to ask you. Well, I've got the impression from studying this ruby that I am not able to attune to it. And I suspect it could be because my lineage is one of divinity, not arcana or anything else. And I figured that there isn't anybody else in the party that has a sort of non-divine nature of magic as much as I know. And I perhaps, given Riz's past experience with crystals and crystalline shapes, I would rather that you perhaps were able to attune to this. And I take the ruby out of my pouch and give it to Arya, if she will accept it.
The Arya keeps her, like, because you said it's like the size of a fist, so it's quite big. So she's probably gonna like cup both her hands together and like have it in that, and like look at it, maybe turn it on the sides, and like. But yeah, she's kind of looking at it and trying to her what she needs to. I mean, because she would have seen Eric's one quite closely, I'm guessing, because it was like on his weapon. It's not like it was hidden somewhere.
Yeah, no, it was like completely fused with his weapon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But still visible, right? Like
Very
it wasn't,
visible.
Like, covered by the metal.
He also used it a lot and waved his hammer around a lot. So yeah.
Yeah,
He was also
she
naked a lot,
just had
so like it wasn't like he
Yeah,
had a pocket to hide it in.
She's not to think of that. She's not thinking of that. Yeah. So she's looking at it. Definitely like that one. Kind of wish I'd examined that one a bit more now, because would have with one.
And I'll just say, well, it's all yours. Good luck.
She gives a bit of a disappointed, like not disappointed, but kind of like sigh that kind of sounds more of a fox noise than an actual human sigh. But yeah, it's kind of like oh. But yeah. And
This burden we will
next to
share
her,
together,
Roya
though.
looks
Arya.
quite.
This burden we will share together. If you need to ask us anything to help, we will endeavour to help you.
Gonna be challenged though. So she kind of like tries to figure, like she tries to like turn it each way to describe its well, to figure out its secrets and what works, and if there's any like energies she feels from it that she can like kind of a connection with. It's kind of like that sort of idea of like, well, you work for me. I mean, come on, let's be friends, sort of.
So what's going through your mind?
Be analyzing it, trying to figure out what. So obviously, we essentially kind of want this to do what Eric's one did, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
She'll try to figure out what she can, I don't know, tie it to, connect it to.
Okay, what does that look like?
She thinks perhaps it's supposed to be in a weapon, like part of a weapon. She's kind of thinking, kind of like maybe some sorts of like vines and stuff connected to a weapon. Maybe the person wielding that weapon could use powers, and she's kind of trying to figure it out, because obviously to her, like, it worked while it was part of somebody's weapon. So she kind of thinks that it might be the case here as well, like it might be what it needs. But then again, she's just like going on like assumptions here.
Yeah.
Freaking clue.
No, that's a good way of thinking about it.
Yeah, she tries to figure, and but yeah, she'll be like analyzing it through what she knows of the previous one and what sort of like maybe magic she can feel from it, and if she can feel any like connection to nature from it, and that sort of thing. So I don't know exactly what that would be.
Right, again, probably just an Arcana check, right? In about an hour of your time. most likely.
Sure. She'll before she starts on that, she's going to focus, basically on like, okay, so I'll be very careful and like be focused and be very like, try to remember everything and all of that. And on my
Nice.
yeah. So did you say Arcana? Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, second. It put it. Oh.
Okay, roll your d4. Okay, so yeah. So while you do that, what's everybody else up to for another hour?
So I think I will roll. I'm just going to tend to my wounds and try and get a few more hit points back up.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah.
Myself.
Yep.
So I'll probably roll twice. I think
You can roll one
first.
at a time if you want. Like, yeah, you can roll one at a time. So don't worry about that.
So I'll just do that one. So 3, and then I'll probably do one more. So that's another. That's weird. 1, 3.
There you go.
Another, oh, that's good. So 10. That's enough.
Thanks.
That's
For
fine.
Arya, I think Roya just like tosses the ball onto Dondrubella, who's still lying on her back. I think that's exactly what happens in that scenario, because that's just funny.
I'll go and talk to Dondrubella.
Yeah.
I like talking to Dondrubella. And I'll just say, Dondrubella, I don't suppose you've got any more of that nice wine by any chance, have you?
She looks as if she just remembered that was a thing, and then she like pats like down like her satchel and stuff, and she's like, "Huh." As if she's like lost in deep thought, and then after like a second, she's like, "Where did the wine come from?" Just looks at you, really puzzled.
That's a really good question. I don't actually know.
She just sits up, and all like the ash falls off of her, like in one kind of like motion. She's just upright, like maybe Ruya flaps and gets some distance, and then she like throws the ball, like the ball after her. She goes, "It was in the house."
Yeah.
And she kind of like looks around at her stuff, and she's like, "You better not have stole it from me." She draws daggers to wherever Crumbar is up to.
Crumbar is still sitting a bit. Just chilling, thinking.
I don't think he'll have. I don't think he'll have gone for that. You know, holy orders and that wine, they're not often mixed. Although, actually, in Crumbar's case, I'm not so sure.
Crumbar is a drinking god.
Why does that not surprise me? So I'll just sort of say to Dondrubella, well, if you fancy sharing a drop, then that'd be nice.
Because I don't have any. Do you have some?
Oh. No, I've got sort of some rations. Forget it.
She's already made a face that gave you the answer right to that question. Yeah, it was very much a screwed up face of the.
Oh, damn it. Well, I think we've got a plan, hopefully, to get us out of here. Just waiting for Aya to, see whether she can attune to this item. If she can, then we should be. I think
Dondrubella just looks at you and goes, "I thought you said you couldn't."
I know I can't.
Kind of like raises an eyebrow and goes,
Well,
magic stuff is stubborn, you know. I know this, being a dwarf.
Yeah.
For our affinity at crafting, she looks at you.
Well, I've learned how to, I guess, sometimes do certain things more quickly than others and twin it, and I guess it just sort of weirdly comes naturally to me. I've never really understood it though.
She kind of nods, and she like pats your arm, like your kind of arm, like your like bicep. You kind of gently pats and goes, I figured there must have been a reason why you were single. Just nods. And then she just like chuckles to herself, and this is like maybe the first levity you've seen in her since, everything has gone to shit, quite frankly.
I'll go. I'm glad you're here, Dondrabella. I'm glad you're here.
I am not. She looks around and kicks up some ash. And she goes, I think I'd be glad for us to be, I don't know, like in a tavern. That sounds great.
Oh, you know what? You're not wrong.
The
those
worst
pies.
rat piss of a drink that we could just put in a mug that you don't know who died over. Man,
Oh,
the
that'd be
smell.
nice. And at this point, I'll just prestidigitate the smell
Uh-huh.
of a nice tavern.
Mm-hmm.
And the beer sort of swelling, and maybe some sort of faint musical notes of some sort of bardic, well-known.
Like she grips your shoulder
song.
and like shakes you a little bit and she goes, it needs to be cheaper.
Oh, you mean like this? And then it will just.
It's like a worse smell, yeah.
Sort of like the worst sort of docks area of Glitterhagen.
Yeah.
Because really sort of baudy sailor songs. A bit like that, and maybe make a sort of faint smell of piss along with the beer as well.
She goes, I see you've been to a good dwarven tavern. She just kind of like, just stands there.
I'm still working one, Dondrabella, don't forget.
And she looks and goes, see, I knew there was something redeeming about you. And then,
I can make some good drinks, I mean, not now, sadly.
She goes, well, I'll accept this pledge. She just looks at you.
The pledge will be honoured, and I put out my hand.
Yeah, and then she, daintily curtsies.
Oh, lady. And I'll bow.
Roya tosses the
It's a
ball in
deal.
between the two of you.
Kind of like, somebody play with me.
Yeah. It's like, stop flirting and play with me.
Yeah.
Yep.
More like, you
Come on,
can
then.
toss while talking, come on.
Yeah.
Come on then.
And
What
Riz,
did you discover?
let's cut over to Riz because Arya's still busy.
Okay.
Well,
Can I say, I wanted to walk over to Riz as soon as I started, so...
Sure, yeah, well, I guess this is what happens then. Riz, what are you doing as Bastille approaches you?
Ooh.
well, an hour of meditating is just warming up, man. That's
Yeah.
like getting into the good stuff, so... Feel free to disrupt my golden moment there.
Hi, that's meta knowledge. Yep, so Bastille, you approach.
I wanted to bring Ars with me, walk and talk.
I don't know, let's have a conversation with Ars then, shall we, first? Let's do this in, sequence, maybe?
Okay.
Yeah.
So... Ars.
She, I don't even know, she's being probably standing just in the middle of everything. Just looks over at you. Smiles.
Yeah. Say... Will you walk and talk? Tell me of the Divine Arsenal.
Well, about this high, and about this wide, and look a bit like this, points to herself. She just laughs. And she goes, okay, where do you want to walk to? Looks around, gestures at Ashstorm.
Point to Riz. And I whisper, he is favoured by the Prince of Shadows.
She leans in and goes, who's that? And looks at you, like all kind of inquisitorily.
Exactly.
Or conspiratorially, I guess. And then she walks with you, hands in her pockets the whole time. She's casual that way.
I intend to discover a new god.
A new god? We had a bunch of new gods.
We're about to find one more.
Okay.
The Prince of Shadows is a figure known to many, but seen by none.
Then how did people know of them?
Well, they started to attribute all these shady dealings and activities with this entity. And Riz, I happen to know, is marked by this creature.
So is he
We're
shady?
gonna pull it. He must be.
I see.
Doesn't that intrigue you?
Should it?
I think so.
Okay.
He's a vessel
For what?
for untold chaos.
Okay. Do you want a chaos god? She just looks at you
And
like
what was
completely
meant
blankly.
to be.
So Warhammer's just coming in.
Yeah, right. And she's like,
Back for the blood god.
starts raining warhammers for some reason, and she says, "You think this is attributed to some fated destiny?"
I do. We might be the gateway to a new era. Riz is the key.
I see. Sometimes gates are there for a reason, and sometimes people lock gates for a reason.
They have no faith.
I think sometimes the problem is they have too much faith. And she smiles. As ironic as that might be to hear from someone like me.
We'll agree to disagree. What I really
Did we disagree? She kind of questions herself there.
Oh, so she is interested.
Oh, it's more just the fact that we'll agree to disagree, and she's like, did I disagree?
Seems like it. But I tell you what interests me about you. It's this arsenal, these weapons. I wager that I can make something better than what you have in there.
I see. How will you know if you don't know what's in there?
That's why you're going to tell me.
I see. I don't know if I would, though.
Why?
Why do you think you get to know?
Because look around you. Is there much else to do? I'm a weaponsmith. Of course I want to know.
Well, how about you keep making weapons, and when you make something that's better than everything else in the arsenal, I'll tell you.
You'll come find me.
I mean, sure, why not? She puts her hand out to shake,
I take the handshake.
and she grips your hand, and you feel it, right? And she says, "A deal then," and nods.
The pact.
She smiles and puts her hand back in her pocket.
What have you just done?
I'll grin and I'll say, as you were.
How was I?
Yeah.
She smiles.
I'll sit next to Riz and
You
I'm not going to say anything.
like I say, yeah, just leave her be then. Just leave her on that.
Yeah. Say as you were.
And she said, "How was I?" That was her reply.
Oh. No, I didn't say that. I don't even know how to follow up on that. I'm just going to say no.
Just walk away. It's probably safer. She just goes,
Charisma.
She just goes, and then, walks back. Yep.
Yeah. And now I just want to sit next to Riz and kind of just study him and figure out what about him would have attracted something like the Prince of Shadows. So I can work on solidifying something for a proper divination someday.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I assume you're not being particularly quiet about this, so yeah, Riz, I don't think it's very difficult for you to notice that somebody else has joined you. Yep.
Yeah, I know who it is as well, just by the weight and the mannerisms. I don't even open my eyes and just feel exactly how I was.
You can hear the winding.
Actually, weirdly, we never mentioned this, but every time Bastiel walks, you just hear small voices say Bastiel every step he takes. So when he runs, it's really weird. None of this is canon.
There's a panning shot, and we see what he is. He's just a big printer. Oh,
Yep.
It's Bastille, everyone.
Oh dear.
He's my brother.
Wait, you're also a printer?
Oh dear.
No.
No, it's fine. Anyway, so back in the scene. So yeah, There's maybe just the roll of the eyes underneath the eyelids from Riz, where we realise there's an acknowledgement that there's somebody next to him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One in that piece. Just don't want to be. I know who he is, and I know why he's here. I don't want that.
Just like tumble away slowly and awkwardly.
Just roll off the cliff.
Yeah.
See, I'll take my chances.
Oh dear. But yeah, like, is there like any exchange at any point between you, or is there anything you wish to glean from him, Bastiel? Like, what's the how does this play out?
Just trying to make it awkward for you.
Mhm.
You have to start, buddy.
Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, after like 15 minutes, gently poke the mark with the bottom of my axe.
Okay.
And nudge it.
It's covered. It's covered there, right?
And I audibly say boop.
Motherfucker!
Betty currently files her lawsuit in the background. Yep.
Yeah. As soon as you go to press it on my palm, I it just flips to the side and grabs the base of the axe, right, the hilt of it, like, and I just look at you and like, what do you like? My eyes say, "What are you doing?" Pretty much.
I love how you're quite literally like poking a bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Conducting a study, as you were.
I'm trying to find some peace. If
Peace
you're going
from
to
what?
prod, if you're going to prod me, then tell me what it's about.
Well, see, this axe is property of a god. And so I figured perhaps like some kind of strange magnet energy. If I put the two together, you might draw out the prince into a dialogue.
I've spent my whole life asking these questions, trying to find out what that is. And you think such simple actions cause a change? I think you're thinking of this matter in a very simplistic way.
Oh, tell me what kind of life you've led.
Well, it's a confusing story. Can be long or
I want
short,
all
depending
of
how
it
you look
right
at it.
pulls out a scroll, lets it drape off the edge of the cliff. We could have used this to climb down the whole time.
The font size is 72. So
Yeah.
Get in.
If you say it's confusing, then I'll say, how about we start before the mark then?
For the mark, I was taken to a monastery in the mountains by an order of monks, the Order of the Quill.
The quill.
Their sole purpose is to document the world, and in doing so, they don't speak. They're all mute. I don't know how I got there, though. That's the strange thing already. Like my beginning, yet I was excluded from it. Apparently, I arrived through the Riz Pass, a dangerous mountain pass that not many make. Yet, I don't recall such a thing. Others said that I arrived with someone, yet I thought I arrived alone. It's just a lot of questions that no one gave me answers for. And
how
then
did
one day, go ahead.
I just said, and how did the mark come about?
So one day that place I guess I called home because I couldn't remember before. I was just taken from it against my will and ended up in a strange place, in a grand chamber, temple, and the mark was just there on my hand. And that was it.
Fascinating. You see, I hear Prince of Shadows and I think of schemes. I think of gambling and debt. I think of thievery.
Machinations. Sips tea over here.
Machinations.
Macaroons?
Yes,
I am
macarons.
none of those things. What you associate with, I'm none of those things. I am a simple man that likes purity, understanding oneself. Yet this mark is branded on me nonetheless.
When we reach out, and where we reached out to Janus, we'll factor this in. I've learned much from you.
I haven't even told you the full extent of my story, but maybe another time.
Ah! Cut him off.
It's like Final Fantasy just ends the conversation. Damn.
I just think that's when the hour ends.
Yeah,
The
sure.
eureka moment.
Yeah, I like your attempt at
That's
side
right, cut you off.
GMing. Yeah, so Arya, yeah, hour ends. You stare at the jewel. You've rolled what you rolled, and you just exactly like Plagal. There is no way to attune to this item.
Maybe we don't need to attune to it.
I said that.
You did indeed say that.
But I'm up for a wee bash and see what
Just
happens.
thinking we need to go.
This is when it's like Screen Wipe, say 3 hours later, and it's just you like throws it up and then just bats it off the side of the cliff. Help! Goodbye, rock.
You know what I think we should do? I think we should think. Who's been to Horizon before out of this party?
Like all of us?
That's not true.
Well, I haven't.
I have. Yeah, but all of us.
So,
All of
so when you say
Crumbar
all of us,
is what he
that's
meant.
not true.
All of Crumbar is what he meant, and
So
Arya.
it's just Crumbar who's been. Arya's been
Me
as
and
well.
Arya have been. I don't know about the rest of you.
No.
So what I think you should do is you and Arya think. Is there a location that you both visited in Horizon that you
Yeah, the
both
front
remember?
gates. Mhm.
Right, perfect.
The
So
problem with
just-
Horizon is that it never stays the same. It's kind of constantly moving. Have I described that right, Ryan?
You've described it perfectly for how Crumbar would remember it, yes.
Yeah.
Plagal, do you know your
Okay,
full
that-
history with advantage? And I'll maybe be able to answer something for you.
Okay. Toggle advantage. History.
So luckily,
20.
luckily I actually managed to see that before it kicked me back out again, because it's kicking me out every like 2 minutes or something now, which is, by the way, great
Oh,
fun.
great.
FYI, great fun.
Great fun.
I don't really want to say the next part out loud, so I'm not gonna. But remind me at the end that I had more to say about that. I just don't want to jinx it yet. So
Mhm.
the joys. However, you know enough about that statement that maybe brings to the surface memories of Horizons built by wizards. Many wizards,
Mhm.
and many wizards keep going there. So wizards find ways to extend their life, which means they're not really able to give up real estate so easily. So they just decided to fold parts of the city on itself magically to create more space. So
Okay.
there are sections of Horizon, but they are connected with gates that go to the other sections, because the gates can just essentially dial their way to the right part of Horizon. So it's like, go
Got
to
you.
District 1, and all these things exist in District 1 until somebody physically moves it away from there. And then District 1 is not a fixed location.
Okay.
But outside of Horizon is fixed.
Yes, we could just go to the front gate.
Right. Okay. Outside of Horizon is fixed.
And you wouldn't
So I think we should-
you wouldn't teleport into Horizon without a teleport circle as well. Like one of a very specifically, set one.
So what I think you should do is you both imagine the same Horizon gates. We all link hands, and that we try and think ourselves there.
Mhm.
I mean,
I'm up for that.
might as well give it a go.
Why not?
But make sure that we connect everybody who's with us. So who is that then? So we've got, and this is Plague talking, by the way. So we've got Riz, we got Arya, we got me, Crumbar, Bastial, John Jabella, Ars, and somewhere, I guess there's Mark. And I just look around, trying to look for Mark.
As you're looking around as well, the camera just pans the group and it's just Arse casually waving. Just
Hello.
yeah, like I'm also here.
Hello.
Yeah.
Well, you come and join us. So yeah, where's Mark? And I just look for any sign.
Yep.
Okay,
There.
fine. Well, I guess he's so sad. So he's here somewhere. So I mean, unless anybody's got a better idea.
I'm not with the group, so I can't really reply.
No, I mean-
Okay, so I'm just going.
Yeah,
so
so-
I'll get Crumbar.
I was gonna say, like, you'd have been collected for the conversation. I think it
Yeah,
was like
so-
it was a proper team combo, right? Like,
Yeah.
So I feel like there's no point having that statement without everybody around.
Oh,
So
yeah. I'll say I was just with Mark then.
okay,
Oh, really?
I'll just gesture
Where
over my
was it?
back. He just sat
Okay,
down
so
next
this
to me.
is- Okay, well, we can't see him, so obviously some things are going on there, but let's sort that out later. The
Mhm.
point is, we all should hold hands and let's maybe, I guess, all touch the stone and maybe Crumbar and I would like to, your minds to be
Like,
still.
while
and
you're
just think
assembling everybody there,
the
Plague
gates
as
of the
well.
horizon.
While you're assembling everybody, Arse goes over to like Riz just before he's like joins the circle and says, "If you ever want to talk," just smiles at you, and then goes and joins the circle.
Nice. Invitation. Good. So yeah, so Plague will just sort of like, unless anybody else has got any better ideas, should we just give it a go?
Yeah.
No,
I'm not-
that's good.
By the way, Riz,
Hmm.
your right hand. Touch the crystal with your right hand,
Got it.
not your left, your
That's
right
nice.
hand. But I'm also sort of like slightly tongue in cheek because I don't want to.
It's like, I'm joking, you know, we're friends, but also seriously, never touch it with your left hand.
Res the crystal breaker.
Yep. It was a curse by Richard O'Brien. That's what it is.
All our hands are linked, and just go. Oh yeah, Crumbar, do your thing, and then maybe we should, I don't know, say the keyword, like Janus, take us to Horizon. I don't know what else.
Okay, so
Zordon, help us!
out of interest then, right? So if we freeze frame there,
I don't
and
touch it.
we ask, I mean, okay, that's fine. Yeah, you don't touch it.
I hold someone's wrist. I don't know who's going to cooperate with me.
Dondrabella, like I don't know, like
Yeah, fuck it. I'll grab Don Bella's wrist.
Well, I'll be grabbing Don Drabella's other wrist then.
okay, you don't want to touch it now either, no?
Well, I think that the most important people that can touch it are the people that have been to Horizon, so that's got to be Crumbar and Arya.
Oh, I thought you wanted everyone to touch it in case it teleports only
Well,
those.
maybe, I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, you should probably have
I
this
don't know.
conversation out. Yeah.
I mean, we've kind of.
No, I'm happy to
this
see
could-
what you like. You nail down exactly how you want this to go because it's probably
Maybe
important.
We should all touch it. Yeah, maybe we should all touch it, or else one of us is going to get
Okay.
left behind.
If everyone
Well-
puts their hands on it, I'll put my hand on the very
Well,
top.
I'll say that from before, when we've used it, we didn't all have to be touching it. We just all had to kind of be in the vicinity.
Yeah,
of it.
but before, to be fair, you put sorcery points and it worked, and that doesn't work.
Yep. Okay. True.
Okay, if we kind of dogpile our hands on top of it.
I'm not
But
saying
my-
you're wrong. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that
Just,
it could work in a different way.
I think even if we just daisy chain each other, so it's like at least one person holds it, and then everyone just links arms.
So we're all connected. Yeah,
Ah,
there's a
yeah,
physical
like-
connection between. Yeah,
and click your heels 3 times and think of home.
So who's gonna hold the Eye of Janus?
I thought it was going to be Arya.
Oh, I thought it was Crumbar.
well, I thought both of you.
I thought it was Plague.
Good night, John boy.
It was Mark.
I'm pretty sure Kitty was going to hold it actually.
Yeah. Yep.
Now that's a reach.
Oofed.
Ooh.
Something. Eric. Aha. See.
Whoa.
Yep. Anyway, so uh,
Yeah. So
let's have the final layout, shall we, for the DM's understanding of this scene that isn't just everyday like playing some kind of weird musical chairs, you know, Twister variant.
Let's twist again.
Anyway,
Yeah, I like this idea. Arya and Crumbar are holding it, facing each other, and then everyone else has got like daisy chained around them.
In a ring, yeah.
okay.
So they're like the jewel, literally the jewel in an engagement ring. So they're the two people opposite each other joining with the
Okay.
jewel. And
Yeah.
we're all holding hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody agreed with this.
Probably.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Arya, since you're also partly volunteered into this, yep. We're good? We're not good?
I'll try anything, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
face it.
sure, why not? Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. Right. That's what happens then. Okay, I am drawing a line under the editing of that scene. Arya, what's going through your head at this moment?
Hoping we don't accidentally call the place to us by accident.
Perfect.
Just saying.
Grumbar, what's going through your head at this moment?
Just the gates of Horizon.
Okay. Bastiel, what's going through your head at this moment?
I'm definitely participating in this crystal intro. Do your damn worst.
Plagal, same to you.
I'm remaining really calm and trusting in my friends Crumbar and Aya to take us to the gates, and I'm imagining what those gates might look like.
Okay. Riz?
I'm hoping that it's going to work, but the crystals has been passed around for a couple of hours. And I have a little hope.
Okay.
At the same time.
Mark agrees with you. It's very worrying. He's got his hand on like your arm as well. You know, just making sure he's involved. He just looks at you worried, you know, and probably too close for comfort as he's like half leaning over your shoulder. And
He's
basically a living troll.
And
it's amazing.
Yeah, I think what happens at that point is we go to break and we find out what happens next.
Oh,
so I will
cliff.
I will enjoy.
It's almost like that he does it deliberately, right?
Yeah, so everybody go enjoy your break. We'll be back at 9:15, and goodbye everybody for now. Okay, so in theory we should be back. Good, good, good. He's gonna let me know if the stream is messed up like it seemed to be at part 1. So, welcome back to the Keepers of the Golden Gate, session 71, part 2. I'm Ryan, the GM. It's the 13th of November, everybody. We're almost through it. 2020. Blah, 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 blah. Here are the players.
Jin and I play Arya Bluebird, the Half Elf Druid.
Hello, I'm Sean and I play Bastiel, the Warforged Cleric.
Hi, I am Scott. I'm playing Crumbar, who is a half Crumbar Orc Paladin Crumbar.
I'm Dom.
I
I play Plagal, the Elven Sorcerer.
And hi, I'm Alex. I play Riz the Elven Monk.
That's amazing.
I forgot what my race was.
I play
fine.
the Crumbar.
Yeah, just good enough.
Half Crumbar, he said.
Yeah. It's it's good. It was good.
Like, I was
He's
so
a orc right now, so
like, I don't know.
tribe.
Yeah.
Maybe he aims to be the only one left at one point. Who
I don't.
knows?
I,
Use it this thing.
I don't know why, but I really just wanted to say I play Crumbar, the Green Paladin. And I was just like, wait, are they now fucking Power Rangers or something? Like,
Oh, Scott, that's beautiful.
I mean, the green one was probably the
Wonderful.
coolest. Let's face it, right? Like,
it
fair.
was so much cooler though when it was the Green Power Ranger, not the
Yeah.
white one.
Like,
Oh, fuck that, the white ones are cool.
no, let's not get into this. So, Scott, on stream,
Yep.
if you will, just so the cushion that I've used forever. I don't know if you recognise this boil or not now, that you can finally appreciate who this man is, but this is the cushion I use. Please enjoy. Look at him.
I'm waiting for the stream to catch up.
I'll hold it here. Don't worry. Okay, I can put it back now because you'll have enough time to see it.
Oh wait, we're also back. So, good. Hello.
Yeah, good. Hello indeed.
Show me your cushion, Ryan.
What?
It should be there. How good's the delay? Apparently.
Quite a big delay, apart. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pull a pose now. You can let me know when the cushion or the pose appears.
You adjusted your headset. You're in deep thought. Oh, cushion! Oh my god, that is amazing.
I've had that cushion for ages.
I think you should just sit like that whenever you do streams.
Just hold the cushion up.
Yoga,
Thanks.
yeah.
Thanks. Thanks, buddy. But anyway, so
I nearly actually bought the book of his stories and stuff the other day.
nice.
It was expensive.
We will geek out about Gilgamesh another time. But yes, and me, you, and Bastiel will probably geek out about Fate soon. So, yeah.
I've got one episode left of Ultimate Blade Works.
Good man. Also, good hello in
That's
the
me.
chat. I know, but I still get to say it, right? Like, I still get to be excited about good
Yes.
hello. Don't take this from me,
Yes.
Dom.
No, I want it. I'm going to.
In the club. Join the club. We'll make it a thing.
Yes. Good hello.
Up in the club, a good hello.
Good hello.
It's like people who say, "How are you?" I'm exceptionally okay, thanks.
Yeah, I am fantastically average. How are you? But anyway, meanwhile, in this tentative reveal that we're doing slowly,
Yes.
Yeah, I'm delaying it because I don't want to know where we've actually ended up.
so yeah, there is a flash of red from the
Oh,
jewel, and there's obviously probably like an enjoyable gasp from everyone, and bathed in red light from a big swirly red portal just next to where Crumbar and Arya are. There's a big, big swirly red portal.
go through it.
All right, yeah. I'll just kind of point up and go, don't worry, this is normal.
Yeah.
It means it's worked, and I'll just step in.
Follow suit. He knows what's going on.
Same.
Yeah.
Does Crumbar ever really know what's going on?
I'll do the same as long as Don Jabella is following me.
I mean, I think she's very, very close behind you and maybe mildly pushing you.
Fine. I'll go quickly.
And she'll shuffle quickly behind you. Arya, you heading
Yes.
in?
Oh, yeah,
Actually love her.
absolutely.
Bastiel, you're already in, right? Riz?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
Mark runs and jumps in.
bombs in it.
Tyler
What about
Durden.
ours?
Wait, Mark was there.
Only Riz sees him. He's Tyler Durden.
And it's not on the ground, Crumbar, it's a big standing portal. FYI.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, you just walk through
well,
it.
I retract the gift.
I think that would be for the best. It's, more like this now. Remember, Eric just hit the ground every time,
Oh, yeah.
so it opened on the ground. If it hit a wall, maybe it would have opened on a wall. These are the things he just never did. Yep.
That was amazing.
These are glorious. But yes, so you all step in, yeah? And you are all immersed in kind of like red swirling mist and, vaporous non-existence for a bit.
And then
And
we roll new characters.
then you dump all back on a chest. No, I'm kidding. Imagine back to the chessboard. And wait a minute, it comes back here.
Back to session 1. Welcome to Keepers of the Golden Gate.
Session 1. I'm Ryan, the GM, and welcome to this new game. But yeah,
That
so
would be some great
I mean that would be terrible.
great
That'd be terrible.
GM.
No, that's when I just drop the headset and walk away from the stream. At that point, it's like, yeah, I'm done.
Like if you could keep that up, as if none of this had happened previously.
Amazing. It's a nice piece of art. I like it. Bastille. But yes, we have you guys being hit by like warm air, and like a kind of sea breeze, as it were. The noise of like a kind of like very busy harbour comes into play, and yeah, you all kind of step out of a red swirly portal behind you that snaps shut, and just get some people that clearly you've got in the way of looking kind of down at you. As just you're all standing there covered in ash.
I'll prestidigitate us all clean as much as I can.
I think
What is all
as
clean?
you start doing that, right? I think a couple of wizardly looking folks that are like shuffling past also do it, just to the ones that are like they're walking past, right?
And I'll just go, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry about that.
They're
Like,
muttering.
just sort of slightly C3PO-esque.
Yeah, like hit the protocol
I'm so
mode.
sorry.
Yep. Yeah.
I haven't had this
I-
bad dust contamination for many years.
Do I recognize the place as Horizon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just you'll just hear crumble like a sigh of relief. It's like, it worked. We're here.
I'll just say, there's never any doubt. Then I'll just wink at Don Jabella.
I'll just kind of look at Plague and look like, wait till you have a manor drop on you.
Thunderbella just nudges you during this and just points to one of the taverns that you can spot off in the distance next to the end of the harbour.
We will.
Happy about that.
We will. We will. Don't you worry. In fact, actually, that's probably a really good idea.
She just nods and he just starts walking that way.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
right, I
think
think-
she was waiting for
No,
confirmation.
I'll say for the rest of the party, I think Don Jabella's made up our minds. I think we could all do with a drink and a nice meal. When was the last time we had a decent meal? It was a long time ago.
Something
Probably
like that.
back in the Queenswood.
No, probably back when we were in I was gonna say Hellhead. No, Hilltop Horizon thing.
Nobody
the bit
knows.
situated there.
Well, let's get a drink. And I
so-
actually owe Don Jabella a drink.
Not there, but you were close, Scott.
Highguard?
You were close. Here?
Was it High? Yeah, was it
High
Highguard?
Rock.
High
Yeah,
Rock?
it's High Rock, thank you. But yes, it
I've
was.
never been there. I don't know anything about this place, but I know more.
Yep, it's there.
Come on, Riz.
That's because you listen.
Well, he's not
Let's
wrong.
have a let's have a drink. I think we could all do with one. This is the first time we've seen some decent civilization in a long time. I think we could all do with a bit of human or elvish or dwarvish or whatever company there is, and yeah. Oh,
Faces
I'm
that
sorry.
are not each other's.
Good breeze are a good meal. We're not ungrateful at all. But I think let's just live
have
it
a
up.
great meal.
I think Arse just kind of leans in and says, "So, do you think they'll have apples?"
Oh, they might do. Yeah, maybe.
She just looks excited.
Oh, probably. I think there's a
They
market
might even
that
have
way.
multiple types of apples.
What time of day is it, Ryan? At the
Arse's
moment?
jaw just hits the floor.
Why does what time of day do you need it to be? Out of interest, Plagal. Perchance, why your question of time?
The reason I'm asking that question is because it's daytime and the market is on, and then I can point to the market and say to Arse that there's a market open.
That's true.
If it's not,
I was going to say.
He doesn't have the money and stuff though.
So it's probably like mid to late afternoon, right? But this is outside the city. Inside the city, who the hell knows?
Oh, it's outside the city. Oh, that's okay. That's still okay. I still think we should get a drink. I'd look at Crumbar and go, tavern?
Oh,
He's not going to need much convincing.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to roll persuasion.
I just laugh and go, so the first round's on you then? And just start walking with them.
Like, this is what the Harbour of Horizon looks like, folks.
Oh, look at that. Nice. That's impressive. That looks good.
I managed to manage that before it kicked me out. Very good.
What's that? Shelter the Faithful. It's not like command the respect of this, Schaefer.
Yeah.
Free healing. Nice. Okay, that's pretty good, but let's still go to the bar.
I mean, Dondra Bella's probably halfway there.
She's already there. Yeah. I'm gonna just run after her. Come on.
Yeah. I think Arse is happy to keep pace with you, quite frankly. You said there could be apples, so.
There'll be cider. That's made from apples.
Oh, you should introduce Arse to cider. That would be glorious.
Oh my god, that's going to be unbelievable. In fact, that's a really good idea.
This is where she goes, this is the greatest.
You've got to see this, everybody.
An apple pie.
Yes. Oh, I want apple pie now.
Right, so what's everybody else up to then?
Now starts to think that a pub is probably a good idea because they'll probably have something nice and meaty that she could buy for Ruya. I mean, for herself as well, but she wants to treat Ruya.
Yeah. Bastille? Tavern or other plans?
I want components for divination, so I'll wait.
Just
patiently. I don't want to lose them, because if I go wander off and then the whole place moves around, like how the hell?
Well, you aren't in Horizon, you are outside it. Like, you went to the harbour, you haven't went through the gates of Horizon yet. For all the aforementioned reasons of how jank it is.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing.
Yep, so you're going to stick with him. Cool. Riz?
Yeah, I follow.
Just high five everybody on the way with your left hand.
Yeah. And I'll just... do we have a name for our party?
No, we don't. And I keep saying this, but we need one.
Can we call ourselves?
Because remember, we were all put together by Celeste, and we kind of live in a place where.
Well, let's call ourselves the Celestials then.
The leisure wear night.
Because we don't want. We know that the guy doesn't quite like people having gods and believing in gods and other deities and stuff. So I don't know if it's a good idea to be like, hey, look, this is us, and we're like. Celeste
Well, I think we should think of a name, and maybe today is the day that we think of our name in episode 71.
Yep.
That we think of a name for our group.
Do that as a goal.
The gang finally named the party. Yep.
Well, I always thought it was going to be us that were the keepers of the Golden Gate, but then it's not. I don't even know what a Golden Gate is. I don't know, something Gilgamesh.
I know. It could be anything. Anyway, yeah, no, we go to the nearest bar and I will inspect the bar and just make sure it's up to scratch.
I'm going to reuse the name I use anytime I need a dodgy sounding bar, quite frankly, or tavern, because I remember making this joke many moons ago in one of my first ever D&D games I was ever a player in, and they asked for a name of a tavern for like a fishing kind of like dock type thing, and I said the Maiden Voyage, if it's part brothel as well, I guess. So
yeah, nice. Yeah,
I'm just going to reuse that, quite frankly. It's good,
Fine.
you know. So
is there a bit of Herbie Hancock coming through the windows as well?
I mean, I would never say what you see specifically in such detail, but if you happened to be looking, maybe you do see, you know?
Well, this is wonderful. Yeah, I'll follow Don Jabella as closely in as possible, and just wait. I mean, I won't even bother waiting for the rest of the group to come in. I'll just say, drinks for how many of this are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, including Mark.
And as I walk, I'm probably not like the next in behind you, and I'll just mention, I'll just like shut up, and one of them's an orc, so make it big.
So just before he's getting right, we'll have all that play out in a second. But I think as like Don Drabella gets up to the door, she passes several people standing outside the door, very fancily dressed and scantily clad, in combination, various genders, races, and other such labels required for a indulgence. And she stops at the door, turns around, notices you, and just does that face like ooh, and as she's like looked one of them up and down. It's like a tiefling, scantily clad tiefling man. She just, as if, ooh, fancy, to you, Plagal, and then she heads inside. So there's clearly other things beyond drinks to indulge in at this
It's
place.
fine. If she does that, I'll just go, damn boy.
And, she's clearly in the spirit of things already, let's face it.
Remember, you're to get married.
And are you saying that to her so within earshot? Because
No. I'm trying to get
already on thin. God.
So yeah, he's all head in, and he's kind of like, you just want to sit in the middle of everything. Do you want to sit in like one of the booths at the side, like shady Strider type folks? Like, what's the plan? Do you want to sit in individual? Yeah.
Long table against one of the walls, I think, could be best.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I mean, we're
Let's
a party of 5 or more, so you're meant to get a big table.
I mean, I think you are like, what, 8 including Mark, I think was the right numbers, right? So
yeah, I think so, because ask Don Jabella and Mark, it's 8.
So yeah. So yeah, who goes where? Who's buying drink? Who's buying food? Who's going for a seat? Like, what's the plan? You talk to me. Obviously, I assume you all notice where the table is for everything. That's not going to be a difficult challenge. So,
well, I think I did promise Don Jabella a drink. So
I think you ordered the first round when you walked in.
I did actually order the first round, so 8 drinks. So it'll just be 8 like beers, regular. I'll order an extra dwarf fire whiskey for Don Jabella.
Yeah, so you're mid ordering, and then Riz appears. Yep.
Can you make mine sugarcane water or some sort of blueberry smoothie? Would be fantastic. Thanks. I'll pat you on the back and leave to the seat. Like if it's an easy order.
I'll just go before you do that. I'll just go. I'm not ordering. Oh God. Okay.
So if the table's next to a window, Arya's gonna like get up and open the window so that Roya can like go in and out as she pleases.
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
So I'll just go up to the bartender, whoever they may be, and order the drinks.
Right, roll a d12. We'll find out who they are.
Cool. You want me to roll a d12?
Yeah,
sorry.
why not? Yeah, you went up. Yeah.
Sorry.
What'd you get? A 2. Okay, let me just log back in. It's kicked me out, and I'll see if I can translate what that means. Let's see who you got. The joy of this, by the way, is actually Like, like a swan swimming, where they'll look really, really calm, but underneath they're actually furious with their feet. Yeah, it's like that. That's my opinion on my Roll20 experience tonight. So you're,
Oh dear.
How to
yeah,
write that in a 5-star review.
Sorry.
yeah.
How to convey this emotion.
I think it's my review. But through gritted teeth. Yes. So you see a person. Can you roll a d3 next for me? So you might need to type that one out.
Rolling.
Yeah. I'll just go
/r
1d3.
1d3. Yeah, perfect. Cool.
Two
So-
again.
So you see this woman behind the bar. She's about 6 foot something, give or take, right?
Wow. Okay.
Like violet, like very vividly violet coloured eyes, right? Like like almost like made of amethyst levels of vivacity, and she just smiles, and like the room seems to like light up when she smiles, or maybe it's just the way you're looking at her, right? We're not really sure, but yeah. And she,
I have got a charisma of 20, so it could be something to do with that.
and she
Um,
says, "Welcome to the maiden voyage," with a big smile, and like the voice that comes out is definitely more sailor than you were expecting, but doesn't
No,
reduce
that's
the
perfect.
appeal. Yeah.
No, that is perfect. And I'll just try. I won't try and mimic her accent, but I'll just bring back a little bit of my old days of Glitterhagen and Docks
Perfect.
into
Yeah.
the voice, and just go like a sort of Cornish. You know how Cornish people don't. They often just have a sharp intake of breath, like and just go. Okay. So drinks for 8, and the big orc over there. I think he'll need maybe 2 or possibly even 3. Tell you
Just a
what, maybe
barrel
if I
and a
give you
straw.
if I give you 5 gold, will that settle drinks and a bit of light food?
She quickly looks at her player handbook, and she says, "Probably." So I think you can get, like, meal-wise, you can get modest meals for like 3 silver. So I think that would cover that, or a comfortable meal for 5 silver. And as for drinks and nonsense, like a mug or a gallon, right? It's like either 4 copper for a mug or 2 silver for a gallon. So you could cover like a lot of drink and a lot of food, so long as it's not exactly
So
super
I'll-
expensive you're looking for. It's
Yeah. So I'll put sort of 5 gold in her hand and just
you buy like the equivalent of the family
until
bucket,
it
right?
runs out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you buy the equivalent of the
Until it
family
runs out.
bucket, and she smiles again. The place seems to get like the gamma gets turned up on the settings, and then she says,
Gamma hacks.
"I'll bring that right over to you," and she winks
Oh.
at you.
Bless you. What's your name?
And then as you say that, she goes, "Somebody bet you to it," and she throws her towel over her shoulder and walks off to get your stuff ready.
Oh, fine. I'll just wait behind the bar with a tray, and then is it table service?
I mean, she did. She said she did say she'd bring it over to you.
Oh, fine. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Let's sit down.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yep. And yeah, there's like music going on, in the sense that the music's on like one corner, and there's people like nearby. It's probably some kind of big crazy looking harp with an elf playing it, and yeah, like there's people listening to that, but it's not like it's not invasive music. It doesn't like permeate the conversation in the middle of the kind of tavern. And there's obviously ruckus and such from different tables and upstairs. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and there seems to be an upstairs and a downstairs. What
And,
what is up and what's down, we don't know.
I was going to say, is this where Bigby throws a glass over the top of the banister upstairs?
But
That's so good.
man. But yeah, you've got like some time to chat, 5 minutes or so before people turn up with stuff for you. So
Reese, Mark, where is the dear chap?
No idea, really. He disappears every now and then. Seems to be when I'm alone.
I mean, why is he here?
I don't know if it's his will or mine that's forced it, but He's here every now and then.
Yeah, it's just the name is somewhat sort of similar to, and I just look at your hand. Is that just a coincidence?
I didn't think so.
Remembers back to the pile of letters that fell out of his bag and how he named himself from the first one he looked at.
It is just a coincidence.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, it's just funny to draw attention to it.
I didn't see that.
Did you not see him be like, I have this letter and this letter?
No, I didn't see the connection between him being called Mark and Riz being the guy with a mark.
Oh, I didn't see that either.
Okay.
Please carry on. Yes.
That's right. And then I'll turn to Crumbar and just go, you had a conversation with, our lich friend, didn't you? On the way out. I'm sure you did. Just as we were dashing past, you said some words, or he said some words to you.
I'm also pretty sure the word lich doesn't exist in your vocabulary, so...
No. Okay, so I'll say...
So this conversation is null and void. Be gone with you.
Banish! Rollable save.
Yeah, whatever your equivalent of banish would be, I'll be like, yes, you mentioned that we didn't have to stay enemies.
I wonder why he would say that. Oh, I wonder where we were.
I'll just reply I don't care. Could you forgive someone who butchered your people?
I think Arse leans in with her hands clasped on the table, really sincerely goes, apples.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, aye, on you go. You go first.
No, and at the word apples, I'll just go, oh, damn. And I'll just go back up to, if it was the same violet-coloured eyes lady,
yeah.
I'll wait for it.
She seems to be the only one behind the bar, just now, yeah.
Oh, okay, so I'll just go, look, I know this might seem an odd request, but have you got any fresh apples by any chance?
She looks at you and she goes, I mean, I'm sure I could have a look for you, yeah. And she smiles again, place lights up, and through she goes, and then place seems a bit dimmer again when she goes through the back.
I'll just wait at the bar for her.
Yeah, she brings out a random, wooden bowl full of fruit. It's bananas, apples, and orange. And she's like, it's not particularly today fresh, but it's... She smells it and she goes, I'd eat it.
Okay. Just add it to our tally. And
she just hands you the bowl. Yeah.
I don't suppose you make a... Well, I'll take the whole bowl. I don't suppose you make a alcoholic beverage out of apples, do you? I think it's called cider.
She kind of looks... She goes, kind of hands on her hips and looks down the bar at all the barrels underneath the bar. She goes, one of them probably is, yeah. Goes,
would you mind at some point, in the next sort of few minutes or so, when when you're not rushed off your feet, it would be nice to have just a little half for our friend over there. And I just point to ours.
She laughs and she says, when I'm not rushed off my feet, elven humour. And then she says, not all of us live as long as you. And she goes, I'll bring it over as soon as I can, and winks at you again.
I'll say, bless you. And then I'll come back.
She just tuts and shakes her head, kind of smiling to herself. She walks away.
Flirt. I'll still go back to the table.
Mm-hmm. And aye. So he turns with a bowl of fruit.
Yes. And I'll say to us, look, I'm sorry, it's probably not up to your standards, but this is the best they got.
Ooh.
And I've got a little surprise.
Are they all apples?
No. Some are oranges. There's a couple of bananas in there, I think, and pear, and maybe a plum or two, but you should try all of them. All good fruit.
She looks at them all. She goes, oh, I must stick with the apple. And she lifts the apple out and just bites into it.
Oh. And then I'll just offer the fruit to everybody else. Just leave it in the centre of the table.
Thunderbella just as you go to sit it, she just moves it past herself, she's definitely not taking fruit. Sits it in the middle. He did order a drink though, right?
Oh yeah, it's coming. Don't you worry.
She goes, well, we're here though. Where's the drink?
It's coming. Honest.
And then, yeah, like, moments later, unless Enda's got anything I want to say super secret privately. Nope, good. Then,
I'm an assassin. I'm sending to kill one of you.
Everybody says, well, who isn't? All handed post-it notes of a different party member at the start of the game. This is your secret target. Never let them find out.
Okay.
Oh
So
my
wait,
God.
murder. But wait, you
So
can't see
good.
anybody.
You
Yep.
can only kill them after session 70.
Yep. You have to use the first 70 sessions to gain information about them, and then make your move. Welcome to Fate of the Keepers of the Golden Gate. Anyway, and things that actually happen, the beautiful violet-eyed lady turns up, and the place just seems brighter, and she steps closer, and she sits down, like a big tray full of assorted paid-for goods.
Nice.
Yeah.
No.
I'll thrust the cider towards. If I can
Mhm.
smell this any sort of cider, I'll thrust it towards arse and just go. Arse. You should. Never thought I'd say these words.
Yeah.
You should try that. That's made from apples. It might interest you.
Ah. She's like already halfway through her apple, and she like leans forward and like puts her hand out and then takes the mug and like sniffs at it because it's all wet.
Yes, it's supposed to be.
She looks down at it. How did you hold it? She just puts her hand in the mug.
I'll just hold my own mug of beer and just drink it and then swallow like that.
Oh. And then she just lifts her hand out and then picks the mug up and then drinks it.
Is she related to a mermaid called Ariel by any chance?
And so she kind of drinks it in like one go. Just keeps tipping it back until there's nothing left.
Looking a bit worried now.
Just look at her expression.
And she's just like, swirling it around her mouth, the last part of it, and she's like, it definitely was made of apples.
Did you enjoy it?
She like taps the half of the apple against like her chin a couple of times because slowly just bites into the apple she's got. It was fine. Yeah. Just nods and kind of smiles.
Okay. No
I
problem.
want to cast
Well-
Detect Magic.
You wanted to cast what? Sorry?
Detect Magic.
Okay. Cast it.
Bam.
Yep, I think it's every time the chat does something, it kicks me out, which is interesting. That seems to be
Oh,
the
weird.
common denominator.
Chat in
Roll20. Yeah, interesting. Such a strange occurrence, but I mean,
Very strange.
I don't know. Again, it might just be the version that the browser is that I'm on. That might just be that.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Are you on Chrome or?
I'm on Google Canary, their developer one.
Oh.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, I've used it since the beginning of the game. It's
For all your developing needs.
it's a lightweight browser, so it's less intense on resources. And considering I need to run 3 browsers, yes, it's useful.
Ah.
So I run Chrome and Google Canary and Opera. So yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I should do that too.
What? Sorry?
I should do that too. Google Chrome just takes up like a giant chunk because I always have like 80 tabs open for my work. But yeah,
Yeah, you should just use a.
it's a different.
Anyone that wants to play RP should really take less stress off of the Roll20 servers by not having a billion tabs open. Just have that browser for when you're browsing your billion tabs, and have a roleplay browser for when you roleplay. That is my top 10
Alright, good.
tip. Anyway, so you detect magic. Yep. It's probably quite hard to see beyond the blinding wall of magic that's clearly outside this building.
Uh,
Like,
okay.
where are you trying to look at?
Just in case there was like any like really weird magical denizens from there in here.
probably like half of the people, maybe more.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's probably a bit of a headache, actually.
I want to find someone who looks reasonable and like, they're clean, upstanding citizen.
I see. Do you want to roll investigate or perception?
In before everyone in here is like a criminal, because I roll bad. Where is it?
Oh,
Yeah, so you spot someone that you, as far as you can tell, seems pretty reasonable.
Okay. Now, because people kept ordering for 8, that means I have a drink. So
I mean, technically there's just like a handful of mugs and stuff, so yeah, there is probably a spare one, yeah.
Alright, take that. And I'll sit down opposite them, if there's a seat near them. Are they with people?
I don't know, let's find out. Why don't you roll a d2? 1 yes, 2 no.
D2. Oh, I have to manually do that.
Yeah, you do.
yeah.
There you go, buddy, they're alone.
Ah!
I'm also kicked out again, but that's fine. I'll just suffer this.
Yes, I'll place the drink on their table and I'll slide it over. Then I'll raise my hands up. I'm not hitting on you.
And,
Me and my friends, we are adventurers, and we've never been to this place, or at least I haven't. A couple have. I doubt their abilities to navigate this absolute arcane wonder. Could you perhaps give me any advice on how to go about navigating through this place, such that I do not get lost here for eternity? I'm a busy man.
and then the person that's at the table just looks up and leans back, and then their pipe that's, about probably a foot long before it gets to their hand, and they puff a couple of times. They get their very like fancy braided beard in front of them as well, and they look up and they they clearly look human, right? Like they look human at least, and fancy little hat and stuff. So it looks like Patsy or Patsy from Ab Fab probably dressed him, and looks at you and says, "A busy man."
Right.
He looks you up and down again, puffs the pipe a couple of times, and says, "So, does it open, then?" Emotions for you to take a seat,
It's
officially.
basically from Shrek, like, do the roar. Fine. Yeah, I respond to that by dislocating my jaw.
He kind of just like, his eyes go a bit wide. He goes, very, very impressive. He like gestures with like the end of his pipe as if pointing at your innards. Yes. Who is your master, O man of metal? And he puffs on his pipe
On
again.
my head, I point to the icon, the maker's mark from Ulrich Brewblade.
He kind of leans in to look at it and goes, "Would you mind if I took a rubbing of this?"
A rubbing. In exchange for information?
And he kind of goes, How about you ask your question first and I'll see if it's worth this, as it were, for you merely offer me a question for an answer.
Reasonable.
I pride myself on being a reasonable man.
Algorithm. Code. How does this place work? How can we always navigate rightly?
No, you can't.
The change
Simple.
done.
He just starts going into his satchel, and he takes out a piece of parchment, takes out some almost like a piece of charcoal.
It's kind of like when you're chatting to your barber and they're doing a really fine job. I'm still talking away. Can't be done. How do you get anywhere on time then?
You just don't be late.
Magic. You're saying magic.
He leans in, and he's like, "Everybody here is saying magic." he taps the pipe off your shoulder twice.
I deactivate detect magic. I can tell. My eyes just stop glowing.
And then he says, so this rubbing, and he's like gesturing, like, do you want to do it, or is it weird if I do
I'll
it?
go ahead. Go right ahead.
Sorry, yeah. He puts the parchment over the mark, just scrubs over the charcoal a bit so it marks the paper, and then kind of like blows off the excess charcoal and goes, I'll definitely be looking into this. Scrolls it up and then puts it in. Don't worry, taps the pipe off the side of his head. It's in there. I'll never forget it.
Nice talking to you.
We've barely spoke.
I'll lean back, and in that case, I'll make small talk. Nothing really meaningful.
Roll performance then.
Yay!
Good luck.
Nice, yeah.
Oh, that's
do?
not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good.
Really
Pretty damn good small talk, yeah.
Do I have a friend in the city?
Apparently so.
Yeah.
I guess I'll get this guy a name since that's probably worthy of that, right?
Yeah.
I've literally just been sitting with my notes open, waiting. Like, come on, what's his name? What's his name?
Yeah, let me go get one then, since apparently an 18's worth one.
Yay! He's the plug now. He's our connection.
Let's see.
Underworld connection.
Yeah, actually, I know it's Horizon, not Glitterhagen.
Oh yeah, you could have been the plug.
Okay, so this person's name is gonna be finalized there. I mean,
Patsy from Ab Fab.
Patsy.
There we go.
Oh my god, he's rich.
Rivius Alvethar.
Yep.
Can we call him Ori for short?
Nope.
Don't know. It's up to you guys how you remember this man.
Rivius.
You just wanted to know his name. I'm not going to do half measures here.
Shit, it's the one name you can't make a nickname out of.
Wait, just Ori.
Ori.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ori.
Ori. Okay. Talk about just small talk and little tidbits about like design, the components inside me, how my wrist rotates so fluidly, and the genius behind the engineering there.
Yeah, I think like he's just like taking it all in, topping up his pipe as the conversation goes. Well, Bastel's having his best first day ever. Like, what's everybody else up to?
I will be making sure Dondrabella is well fed and with booze, but then she'll probably want to have some alone time with various other members of the clientele.
The Dondrabella is definitely making sure she is full of food and booze as well. So I'll make sure. Right. I'll just assume that everything she's done was with advantage. So
okay, fine. Yeah, I think Michael would sort of once he's eaten as well, we'll probably and drunk a few. We'll probably probably approach Bastille as well, maybe. It looks as though he's entering into an interesting conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just sort of wander up and just go, hello, my friend. How are things? You've met a new friend. Please introduce us.
That's right. This is Aurivius Alvethar.
Rivius, a pleasure to meet you. My name is Plagal, at your service.
Fantastically interesting individual. And he seems to be highly magical, or at least know of it.
He chuckles as you're like flattering him, right? And he half coughs over his pipe as he's like inhaling smoke the wrong way. And he's like, your man here is silver-tongued, it would seem. And he just looks at you, Plagal.
More chromium-tongued, but yes, I think you're absolutely right.
Kind of chuckles half inhaling his pipe smoke again, and
Well,
he stands
I
up
don't
and
know. After the 5 HP I gave him, I think he's more Chinesium than
and
Chromium.
swoops the wipes his pipe and like hooks it into like a one of his kind of pockets on his outfit, and it's almost like a buttonhole. He's just looped it through. Wipes his hand and he puts his hand out and goes, "Orivius Alvathar."
An absolute pleasure to meet you, sir.
I've met a few elves in my time. Do you shake hands? They didn't.
Oh, well, I do.
Then excellent. I don't though. After that incident,
Oh.
but I do drink what this place sells.
And I'll just try and attract the violet-eyed bartender's attention, and just like, in
Yeah.
the time-honoured sort of fashion. Of
Yeah,
just
the hand gesture of
not
more
being
drinks,
obvious.
please. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. She'll just nod and wink over it, across the room to you. It's just weirdly,
And,
place seems brighter when she did,
making a real
Oh.
point of this. Is she like some important character?
No, it's just the room lights up when Plagal looks at her. That's all. That made a point of
Close to
nothing.
20, darling. I will say, how interested in you are you in other planes of existence?
Yeah. You catch him mid stuffing more, miscellaneous herbs and spices into his pipe, and his eyes just dart up with like his chin's looking down at his pipe, and his eyes just dart up. He's like, "What have you heard?" And like slowly just draws his pipe from his like buttonhole like a sword, and then pops it in his mouth, and then clicks his fingers and lights the end of it.
It's not so much what I've heard, it's what I've witnessed, and I just lean in slightly as I say those words.
Kind of like, clearly he's like intrigued with, well, why don't you witness us up some liquid lubrication, shall we say, for our social interaction? So he taps the table, and he sits back down and kicks out one of the stools for you.
And I sit down and just sort of nod at Bastiel and just sort of try and get a signal whether it's okay for me to continue.
Hold my hand up and do like a so-so gesture.
And I'll try and sort of like appease and just say, "Don't worry, I'm not going to give him some serious information. It's just." And I'll just say first of all, what do you know of the old gods?
Again, kind of chuckles a bit to himself, and he says, "I think you've come to the wrong city if you seek gods. This is quite a godless place."
We don't seek them.
That's probably quite smart, actually.
Put my hand on Playboy's shoulder.
Yes, the clearing your throat of rein it in a bit.
And then am I able to do this? Let me just have a quick look.
And then obviously, beautiful barmaid lady turns up and puts some drinks on the table.
Okay, so as the drinks are on the table, in the frosting of the glass, as the condensation sort of, there's a bit of condensation. I will just prestidigitate the sort of I and L question mark to Bastiel.
The I and L?
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully that Bastiel will understand what I'm going on about.
I and L.
Oh my god, is it that difficult? Man, I got it instantaneously, like...
Right.
Oh my god, yeah!
And just raise my eyebrows, like, can I continue about the old gods type thing? I take that as a no. Okay, so in which case, I'll say, of course, the old gods. What are they now these days? I mean, who
Old.
was there? And I just waited for him to say something.
He's just staring at the two of you like with this almost Laurel and Hardy style act as he's like puffing away. And he's like, as I said, not many for religion in this this city. And kind of like slowly nods.
We're not, and I'll just go. We're not in the city yet, though.
Indeed. He just slowly nods.
Tell me about yourself. Where are you from originally?
And kind of says, I actually grew up quite local to here.
Oh, cool. What is it? Your job? I mean, you were a connoisseur of the finer things in life. I mean, I can tell by your wonderful pipe and tobacco that you must be.
He smiles and he says, I know a subtlety whenever I see one. And he like takes his pipe out and then like, brings his hand up and like runs the pipe through like the crease where his elbow is to wipe it. And he hands you the pipe.
Does it look a fine pipe?
I mean, it looks like it's maybe made of ivory or something like that, something similar.
Is he inviting me to take a drag on it?
Yeah, because he just cleaned his saliva off of it, right, and then handed it over to
okay,
you.
So
Yeah.
I'll take a drag off it.
Mhm, yeah.
Inhale very slightly, but not too much,
Mhm.
and a nod. And
Yeah.
then I'll pass it to Crumbar. Not Crumbar. I'll pass it to Bastille.
I
And
was
just
gonna
go.
say, how long are your arms?
Yeah. I'll pass it to Bastille and go.
It like tastes of like blackberry, is what it tastes of.
Oh, nice. Oh, a most becoming flavour.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
And he goes,
I'll pass
thank you.
the pipe back.
And he says,
Yeah, can't do anything with it.
Is that a speciality tobacco?
and he says, I would never sell myself so short. It's bad for business. And he chuckles to himself. Does the same kind of motion of wiping the pipe through his elbow kind of crease and then just pops it back in his mouth. Puffs away a couple of
Business.
times.
You run a store, do you? I should expect a friendly discount, huh?
He laughs and he says, I should expect some better company then, huh? And he slaps his knee,
Where's your store? Give you that company one day.
He says, I am in a, and I'll give you like, whatever the fucking gate combination is for that particular part of the district. And he says, you'll find me in the bazaar.
Yes, this is quite bizarre.
But yeah, like there's basically like you would go up to a gate, you'd wait till they were dialing that particular district, and then you'd go through into that place.
It's basically an airport.
Yeah, pretty much. But obviously because like they've got like a reasonable number of gates in a place, not a million, so they've they dial different things at different times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some order to the place.
At this point, Plague will be sort of slightly disappointed that he couldn't sort of get his question off. So he'll probably just go, well, if you feel like it, Arivius, please join us. We're on this table over here, and I'll just point at the table and just see whether he notices Mark or Arse.
Or Dondrabella, or Ruya, and Lady Bluebird, and Crumbar, like
any of us.
like Riz, Shady in the corner, like it's quite a noticeable part. Like is a Dreka everywhere. Everybody's a Dreka.
No, I'm interested. The reason I asked that is I'm interested to know whether everybody can see Arse or whether she's just like she's only visible to us. We don't know that. So
well, he stands up and looks over at the table. She's maybe on like a slightly raised up part of the one of those slightly like 1 foot up, but with like little banisters around them, like a pseudo private party reserved space. And he looks and he spots obviously the fairly well furnished table full of jugs of booze. And he goes, I think that's a better table. Yeah, let's go. And then he picks up his mug.
Well, do join us.
Lead the way, and he gestures with his pipe. So yeah, he's turn up. So Plagal and Bastiel return to the table with a very well dressed, elder looking man.
I think I just kind of look up, see him, and just kind of give him like a nod. Yeah.
Yeah.
A trader of these parts. Let me introduce you. This is Orvivius, Alvathar, and then I'll introduce the rest of the group, apart from Mark, who's I can't see.
And then
Or maybe I should just say, and Mark's around somewhere as well.
and he just goes,
Where's he gone?
he kind of like, puts his hand kind of like his waistcoat, and he goes, yes, Arivius Alvathar, thank you, yes, if you're looking for something indulgent to smoke, you can find me, and he taps like Bastiel's arm. This man knows where to get me.
And just say it's like,
Well-
is it just would it be tobacco?
That's what Plagal called it.
Yeah, it's like, is it just tobacco that you deal in then?
I think he nudges in
yeah,
between, like he just
okay.
nudges into like where you're sitting on the bench. So he just goes, and what would you be interested in dealing with? And pops the pipe right in his mouth and stares at you.
Incense. Components.
I just say to him, it's like, I don't think I'll wait to word it.
Use your
Items of
words,
war.
Crumbar.
Like items of combat.
He looks and he goes, I've never seen an orc struggle to find the word sword before.
And I just kind of like take a big chunk, like big bite. out of
Dondra
it.
Bell is laughing at the other side of the table. And she's like
it's
munching
fine.
into whatever she's eating.
There's more than just swords that I'm looking for. Is that,
Says that's a mighty fine sword you've got.
Hmm.
Taps it with like the end of his pipe again.
I'm like, thank you. It's taken me. It was quite a journey to get it. Could you recommend if you can't, if you don't deal in such things, could you recommend somewhere to someone who would deal in exquisite armor and weaponry?
He chuckles away to himself and goes, I'm sure I could find somebody to furnish you with trinkets and such, I mean, a lot of people.
Does he have a drink in his hand?
Yeah.
Alright, he's like, well, I will drink to that, and I just like go to like Chinky's glass.
Yeah, he clinks the glass as well. Yep.
And just go and then like I'd say like the orcish equivalent of cheers, and then just like tan it.
Yeah, nice. He nods to whatever it is you just kind of said, and then drinks also.
I'll just ask him. Sorry.
No, I'll just be like, I'm assuming it's like a pitcher or a jug that we've got of alcohol.
Yeah, a couple, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just be like that. Laugh it off, and then just kind of grab the jug and like fill his glass up again, fill up mine.
He kind of just goes, "Aha!" and like enjoys the energy, quite frankly. And like I think at the other side as well, next to Dondraville, Arsh just lifts her empty like mug, as well, and then just like to like almost say cheers or whatever, but then just sits it back down because she had her cider. I'm gonna just fill you back in. Okay, Arya, I pulled you back in because you timed out into AFK, FYI. Just so you know. Just because of an activity, that's all. It'll time you out, I think it's like 5 minutes of not speaking, so just feel free to set a 4-minute timer just to say hello if you're
Hello.
Is this Discord? Discord kicks you out.
No, I set it so that you will go to the AFK channel if you've been quiet for 5 minutes, yes. Yeah. Maybe even 10 minutes. I have no idea which one it was. I could find out, but that involves clicking buttons, and I don't intend to do that. So
I'll ask the rest of the party. Look, I mean, we're a bit short of dosh, aren't we? I mean, I've got pretty much nothing.
he looks around and goes, really? You all look so finely furnished. And he taps the sword again.
Well,
Legal's gone mad.
we were sort of, well, it's a very long story. And then I just look at the rest of the party. Can I talk now? No? No, okay, fine. So
Crumbar
no
just
response.
Crumbar doesn't give a shit. It's just like, say what you want.
Rastiel's like, no. This is not Janus.
In
This is not-
fact,
yeah,
I'm
Queen.
just gonna actually like straight up interrupt you out because you've just made me realize that. I just kind of turned to Arya and just say to her, I was like, "Is it safe?"
Maria's kind of like looking at you, not really sure what.
It took you a while to ask, didn't it?
Oh no, and that's it. Just when it was literally just clicked, and I just kind of when she replies back to that, I just kind of like tap like my right eye, just like
I think Orivius turns around and goes, "Well, is it safe?" Stares at Arya, confused.
Maria's a bit confused because she's like, did I become the person deciding if something is?
It's funny.
Oh,
Crumbar
also,
tapped his eye. He's got divine sight or whatever. Divine sense.
Nope, nobody seems to have
Nope.
clicked Crumbar. It's just me and you. Just me and you,
Yep.
apparently.
no, Plagal will
Yep.
also go to his eye and just look at the size of his hand, and just like sort of wait for.
Yeah, but
Wait
she
for.
couldn't quite understand it properly either, so she can't really say if something is or isn't.
Do you want to roll insight, and then I can just tell you if she knows what they're saying or not?
Okay.
If you
Yeah,
want to
okay,
skip the part where we're all
Yeah,
humans
no, I
playing
just-
fantasy characters.
Okay.
Plus, rolling
human.
things are cool. Playing fantasy
Rolling.
characters? Yeah, sorry, Alex. Sorry to call you out like that.
Oh yeah, you definitely. know.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I'm on-
what
I'm on
Crumbar
that
is
side,
yeah, I was gonna say yeah, perfect. Yeah, Crumbar is
No, I
hinting
didn't-
at, do you still have the eye on your possession? Because we haven't been seeing that since, and I will happily just answer that yes, you do, because there's the mystery gone. It's still in your pocket.
Might want to add that to your character sheet. It's just also what I'm thinking. Just so that we actually know who has it
Mm-hmm.
in writing before Ryan goes, yeah, so you pull it to use eye, Janus. Oh, but look, you don't have it in your
Left
character
it in
sheet.
the bar.
Yeah, exactly. And don't say you wouldn't, Ryan.
Left
Don't
it,
say-
you know, it didn't come through the portal with you, so it's still in the Ashland Wasteland.
Oh God, that would.
No, but that was my other thing. I'm wondering if it was it a one-time use eye or was it,
Mm.
so.
It's a Pokeball, duh.
So we're using
Gonna
a
capture
Pokemon?
Orivius with it.
I see. I mean, actually, see, the
yes,
more we
so-
say it, the more I fucking love this guy's name. Like, it's such a good name. Orivius
Really?
Alvathar. Sounds the most. Yeah, I'm into it.
Oh dear.
Anyway,
Yeah. Orivius Alvathar, Pecuria of
so what does Arya say
in
in response to this after she clicks that they mean the Eye of Janus? What does she say back when she's got like a table full of people looking at you? Half of the table probably confused.
I mean, she doesn't quite know exactly how to reply to that without giving
Mhm.
away anything, but kind of like, so kind of like saying, "Yes, I keep my gold safe." What are you on about?
and I'll just feel like
And she kind of tries to wink at you, kind of like, "Don't freaking do these things in public, you idiot."
I would say I was being subtle, but I would just kind of like nod to her and just be like,
And like Orivius, like, you know, like
right.
slaps you on the bicep and says, "See, she can afford to stint you anything you need for your purchases." Pops his pipe back in his mouth.
And I would just feel, I would just kind of like laugh a wee bit, and I was like, well, whoever you introduce us to, then we'll
You know, for
have
a
something
for
to look forward to.
for a finder's fee, of course. You know, of course, business and such.
Yes, Orivius is a
On
ordinary human being.
on
Does
that,
not do things to strangers.
on that, I'll just kind of giggle, like kind of like laugh a wee bit, and I'll ping him over, like coin flip him over a platinum,
And he goes,
What the fuck?
and
Yep.
I'd be
Whoa.
like,
he looks at it and goes,
Jesus.
"I see. So you wish to just be introduced to the local bazaar? Okay." Pops his pipe in his mouth slowly.
and I'm like, I need someone who can give us like high quality gear. I'm not looking for any old rubbish.
I see. Perhaps and he like holds up the coin. Maybe you've heard of Magna's other 9 friends. Then he kind of like just plays with the coin in his hand.
Magnus other 9? There's no.
No.
I think he's asking for more.
And
Yeah,
I'll
he's
be-
up to 10 plat.
Hmm. Oh yeah, okay. I'll fire him over another 9 then.
What? This guy, what are you doing?
You've given him
Okay.
100 gold.
In fact, you know what? I'll be like, wait, he's asking for 9, so I'll give him over. I've given him 1,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll give him over 4 more, and I'll go half now, half when the deal is done.
And he just slaps your bicep again and goes, "See, businessman through and through. I knew I'd like you."
Jesus Christ.
Plagel's wide-eyed. He's never seen so much money, pretty much, in a normal transaction ever.
Bastille squinting. Like, what in God's name
I
is
don't know.
happening?
Just
What?
one eye bigger than the other, jaw dislocated sideways. Like what?
Yeah, actually.
That's fine. Yeah. So
The joys of raiding that thing that ran out that we're meant to protect.
oh yeah, yep. But you mean those villages?
Plagel's just like broke. He's just seen more money than he has being given away.
Knowing always, we should be looking for work as well whilst we're here.
Orivius,
Why? Because we've
for
got
such
no
a
money.
fee, I hope you understand that we plan to path our ways to the Prismatic Order.
He looks at it and he
I
goes,
expect you to make a decent chunk in that journey for us.
I mean, if you wish to have multiple avenues of business open up, I'm sure that can be arranged. Yes, of course. I mean, I wouldn't be an Elvathar if I couldn't manage such a thing, now would I?
I'd love to hear it.
Don't you just? And he taps you twice with his pipe.
Side-eye him.
He says, but I mean, the Order, what business do you have with them? You do look the sort that might have it, though.
And I'll just kind of point to my my pendant and be like, I'm a member of the Golden Order, so we have questions.
Have the front
regarding-
lines fallen already? Shouldn't you be at the Abyss?
We were on a exclusive mission from them.
I see, are you all with the Order? He looks around at everybody.
They and I'll just kind of like I'll just kind of like put my hand up to kind of stop anyone from talking, and I'll be like, for the time being, they have been given temporary status as paladins. Yes.
Ah, wonderful. I've only ever met one before. Lovely chap.
Who was it?
Okay, he scratches and goes, he bought a lot. He shrugs.
No, reasonable.
He's still gonna remember a random customer.
Yeah.
I was really hoping it was going to be Jet.
No. Like Jet's ever allowed out of the Golden Order Citadel.
And I'll just kind of be like, yes, well, there are a few of us, but I don't think I've actually introduced myself. I'm from Bard Arabic, and reach out to shake his hand.
He like just shakes it very emphatically. Orivius Alvathar, he says, with all the gusto he had when he turned up.
In Orcish, or say the equivalent of good name, like strong name.
So he just repeats back some really badly mumbled noises you made, and just nods affirmatively at you, shaking your hand resolutely.
Oh, he's just a yes man now.
So I'll say just he doesn't know, like he can clearly tell Grumbar is excited about what he's saying, he just doesn't speak Orcish, obviously.
I'll look at Arya, and in Infernal, I'll say, I think he's trying.
He lets go of your hand.
And
And he says,
just-
"Oh, no, and he backs away, and he's like, no, and then he just like waves his hand at the side and goes, not today, and then vanishes in a bright flash of light. And he's gone, and that's where we end the session.
That's why we don't talk to everyone like the Elven Queen.
Don't talk to anybody in Infernal.
Just people.
I mean,
I thought he was. I honestly thought he was going to try and copy that as well.
so here we are, right? You've got a guy that's just like, shouldn't you be at the Abyss fighting all those demons, with the rest of the paladins? Oh, yous are on a special mission. Yous are all different-looking folks, I see, and yous are all apparently, I see, yous are all paladins, yes, and you speak Infernal, okay. I see where this is going. Good day, demon scum. Right? Like, I mean, I don't think you... I feel like you need to read between the lines.
I knew using that in public would scare people, but hey.
You have scared people a lot in public by using it. In Horizon, might I reply.
Oh my goodness.
Oh dear. But yeah, let's name this session.
Not today.
I mean, it's good, right? I'll even type it because it's good enough for me to type. Man,
Yeah, I quite like that.
it's
I'm
yep.
gonna say.
Maybe even give it a wee exclamation mark. Do you know that?
Session.
Gonna say that.
What was that,
Who
Trent?
Um,
Apples and Travels.
I like
What's
that
on the horizon? No, it's just rubbish. Never mind
I also think we've had something
name.
similar
That's
to
all-
that.
that's all
that.
right.
Oh, Cider.
Oh,
To the point.
Introducing the
Oh,
party
Cider.
arse to
Fantastic
cider.
Using the finest apples.
It's just so bad.
Every time you crack it open, just
Oh God. Not today's my preferred option at the moment.
Okay.
I just wonder if we remember this from that name. Like what happened in that episode.
What do they call it?
Oh,
Orivius Alvathar? Then, like what?
Yeah,
Like,
quite funny.
I mean, feel free to react to the ones that are going to win because that's how we vote in this.
How do you react on a mobile? Because I don't need I have to be
Right.
on a computer.
So I
to
think if
react,
you
don't
hold on to the actual text.
I? Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. I'll do that. That's fine.
cider apples you can.
I quite like that.
We
as well.
don't
We
do
need
full
to save that for
sentences,
sure.
I like that.
very-
I,
like that as well.
I think even just cider apples you can drink. You drink. Oh,
Cider is apples you can drink. I prefer
yeah.
I prefer that because it's a bit sort of like cider is apples you can drink in it.
It's so
Wow.
Hobbiton, isn't it? Really.
Like it.
Can you also then fix it so it's all got capitals so I can copy paste it over without having to do that? That would be nice.
Or,
Oh,
I'm
so
wondering.
we're
Well, actually, apparently we're even Stevens. Apparently.
Oh, okay.
Like,
To be honest, I did vote for both, so I should do that and actually let people vote.
I don't think that would make a
well, then
difference
I have
though.
to do that too, and we're-
Yeah, but I'm saying like others should vote, not me. I like those two.
Thing.
There we
go.
sorted. Okay, but it's still not got capitals, so I'm still not moving it over till it's done.
Okay. That's fine.
I honestly thought we used Horizon before as a title. I'm looking through the previous session names. I honestly thought we did. Maybe it was in the Hammer Over the Horizon. That's the other set. So that was a session title in session 24.
Yeah.
Way back when. And it's not come up since.
That's last year. We found it around the same time.
It's crazy.
That's funny.
All around the place.
Well, it was a Friday the 13th. They were in the Horizon for a Friday the 30th, last Friday the 13th, weirdly,
Oh.
actually.
You're joking.
Nope. See the one with Justoria's basement, so to speak? What a great phrase that is.
Oh, God,
With
no.
all the
Nope, I'm
hands.
out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yup.
Not today.
Yep, that was the Friday the 13th we had. Which I think was 38. Session 38 was that one. Because that's a 13, so that makes sense. Okay. So, there we go. We have one I can copy and paste over. Perfect. Thank you, everybody, for that. Goals. Talk me through them.
Make it the horizon. We've done that.
I mean, is that an actual goal we've managed to
Oh.
make? Look at that. Wabam.
I'll move it. over.
Oh, okay. It counts already. Cool.
I mean, yeah, you've made it to Horizon. Like, you're at the harbour of Horizon. You just aren't in.
I
Say.
would also say in discovering what we mark is still with is complete.
No, I don't think so.
Kind of. He's with
He
us. in
appears
the room.
up.
He's seems to be attached to Riz's hand.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I'm-
I need to try stuff out to see if he actually like appears.
Well, we've
and
discovered
if
in
I
what
can
way
make him
Mark's
appear.
still with us. He's with us by appearing to Riz.
He's with us in some kind of spirit form, I guess.
Could be connected
guess
to
so.
me. Yeah,
That's true.
that's what
I
it's,
guess,
that's what it's showing, right? But like,
It-
yeah.
Brian, what do you think?
I
think
mean,
it's
I don't
complete.
think you can answer that question. I don't. Right?
No,
Discovering what way
we-
Mark is still with us, you can't answer that
Exactly,
because you
yeah.
don't know. Like you
Magic.
don't know how
Riz.
you don't know if
Right.
it's
Okay.
because of what Riz did or if it was just coincidence. You just don't know
Yeah.
if they're connected previously. You don't know if he's secretly the Prince of Shadows. You don't know if Riz is secretly the Prince of Shadows. You don't know if Mark really hates love heart shapes. Right? Like we just don't know.
But isn't that why he would be with us, not what way? 'Cause
Discover.
what way?
It says discover in what way, which is a fancy way of saying how is he with us. So yeah, let's not play that game, Bastille. It's not done.
Is it not through Riz?
Actually work would need to be done on that goal.
Need to do tests.
Yeah, I think
need to get to the point where you can throw a Pokeball and it'll appear.
exactly.
Yeah,
But,
that's-
But then, is that a good general goal to have then? Because, like,
Well, here's a better
what are the chances
question.
of
Do you have something to
discovering
replace it yet?
that?
Yeah.
Not
Right? Because
Well,
we've got
Okay,
a blank slot
okay,
already.
next session, yeah.
No, there's
Like,
no
next
point
session
talking
we
about.
really try and
So we've established it's not complete, right? But anything else complete goal-wise?
I don't think we're going to be doing Rare Injury Lament Centres. Right? I mean, we could try it next session, possibly.
We could also try something else that we actually care
But
about.
we've got
Well-
to have a conversation with somebody who's got some information.
So if there's
But
no
I
other
think we
goals to
tried tonight.
if there's no other goals to complete, let's fill in the blank first before we remove other ones, right?
Sure.
Because there's no point removing goals if you don't have things to replace them with. So
Okay.
let's stay focused,
so
guys.
what about finding out who what's the thing? The second and the third sons, children. What was it called? The third child is no match for the second. What do they mean by child?
Mhm.
I mean, that was in reference to the blue, so I presume it's like on an order of dragons. In terms of, I mean, there's just a complete guess. But like the order of when they were born or something like that. So we could ask about that.
Could do. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a kind of Crumberry
Who we are?
oriented one. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm listening. I'm just thinking.
So also have this
Who
massive
we want
ideas pile as well.
What? Sorry.
So that massive ideas pile, you know, that column.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking for it now.
Rendezvous with Prismatic Order.
Well, we've already got contact with Prismatic Order for info about just stories, whereabouts, the artifacts. So that's already sort of there.
Yeah, that's pretty covered by that. Like, it's hard to argue that,
There's no
right?
point
Like, yeah,
having you teach
Yeah.
to Horizon, so we can get rid of that one.
Mm.
I'm not sure there's anything in that that we can.
What's the vampire one? Bracket?
Yeah, that's
What's
long
that
gone.
about?
We could do that.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, the vampire.
Anybody
Judging
fancy-
by
Hey,
the
no, wait,
last
guys,
game.
guys, let's rewind a bit, right? Riz, you said you didn't want to know about past stuff. Remember? In our let's talk about past stuff. So, you know,
I can't sit.
no,
No, watch
no.
it back the video. I won't sit in a 4-hour session and listen to Crumbar jump to topics.
No, I'm not. It's going to be me, Ryan, and Aria.
so yeah. What else? What else are we looking at? What's the next thing as a group? Ignoring the goal-oriented kind of viewpoint, because that always seems to hit roadblocks in your minds. What's the next step, guys? What's, you know, you've just spoken Infernal in a, like, you know, a pub, and you've scared off, you know, the wonderful Eruvius Alvathar.
Don't
Well, I
get
think we've got
arrested.
to
and
try to get back on good terms with him. Really,
mhm.
possibly.
Mm.
I don't know. It depends whether you want to go and buy his weed.
But
Or
yeah, he
not.
seemed like he had a good contact and like he could
Yeah,
having a bad
and you have just given
bad
him-
view of us could contaminate like our future.
You've just given him 5 platinum pieces as
I
well.
was gonna say,
So he's basically nicked your money. So why don't you retrieve your money or
No. Okay. Right. I feel like all I do is make amends with people.
No, let's explore that for a hot second, shall we? Crumbar. I think what you do is you make impulsive decisions based on what Crumbar thinks is cool, which I also support because it's Crumbar. It leads to interesting outcomes that Crumbar then feels he needs to make amends for.
No. Scott then feels he needs to make amends for.
Become Crumbar. That's what Scott needs to do. Kill Scott, become Crumbar.
Oh dear. Don't let the Crumbar take over. That primal part of his brain.
It's within you.
Just zooms into Scott's head and it says Crumbar versus Scott fighting it out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the next thing is to explore the city a bit. The question is, what goal do we have? So we've already got contact with Prismatic Order. Are they in Horizon, the Prismatic Order?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like,
so,
that's like their base of operations. Yeah, they're the magic police, basically.
Right. So why don't we try to find an introduction to get us to the Prismatic Order?
Two of the party know the head of the order.
Oh, the party know the head of the right.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're
So you
And
met the head of the
cross
order, have you?
Yeah, that's a way of phrasing it.
So you met the head of the order, the Prismatic Order.
Yep. And the
Yes.
two, like, what were they? Left and right hand sort of thing? Or
Yeah,
just,
like basically just other
casual
officers,
friends?
yeah.
I'm not sure. But yeah,
Okay.
they were interesting, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So are they going to be in Horizon? So locate them. I suppose that's still contact the Prismatic Order, isn't it? I don't know.
Right, so we've got contact Prismatic Order in Horizon. You've also got like seek out information on the Brotherhood of Pa and whatever else the grammar death is of that goal. And what else? Like, what else could you do while in Horizon?
I want. It's not really a goal. I just want stuff to do, like spell components and stuff.
Yeah, so it's
Well,
like
I
basically
want
go
to
shopping is
earn
what you're
some
saying.
money.
So you only earn money.
Yeah.
I desperately need. I've got no money.
Okay, so what can you do to
I want
earn money?
Get some jobs. So I want to get some jobs. I want some side quests.
What the
But
fuck?
but what can you do that would be worth someone paying you to do? Right, that's my question. I'm not going to sit and make a bunch of jobs you can cherry pick between. You can tell me what you're going to offer as a service to people, and I can then price that accordingly, right?
We're an adventuring party. We can retrieve things and we can.
There's only so many bakers with rat-filled basements I can let you clear out, you know?
I love that. I love
Yep.
that.
For those sort of no face spiders, we can just sort of like.
Oh, no, Alex, flashbacks,
Don't
Alex,
bring that up.
yeah.
Don't
Oof.
bring that up.
No, oof.
We're not ready. We need
No.
to level up a bit more.
I mean, I was ready, but, Alex wasn't, so I had to not be ready too, for morale's sake.
Yeah, I'm pulling him back. He's too eager.
I guess. My personal thing is I've got no money and I can't buy anything, so there's no point going to
What do you
market for
want?
me.
We'll just buy it for you. You don't need to get a job in the
I
middle
don't
of the.
need anything.
Then why do you want money?
He
I
loves
don't
money.
know.
The fact
I
that
want
an
to buy
orc
some scrolls.
Because he wants to buy into, like, the capitalism. That's why.
Yeah.
If you need an object, we will
It
buy the
helps
object.
small
You don't
business.
need
No,
to
I think
go
we
get
need.
degrees.
Our whole thing is we need to get back on track with what we're supposed to be doing, which is finding the artifacts and also sort of finding a suitable god, not Indra Lament.
Hey,
to
hey.
actually sort of
What's wrong with Indra Lament?
not Indra Lament to sort of do to ask them to wield this eventual weapon. So I wonder whether part of it should be. Is there a library in Horizon?
Probably,
with
yeah.
everything in
Archives or
So Horizon is the magical capital, right? In terms of like, this is where you would go if you had magical questions. This is where like magical schools and colleges are. This is obviously where Justoria's palace is. This is where the Prismatic Order, the magic police are. Like, Horizon is the magical place to be. So it's a pretty good place to go for, a sword that maybe has a demon trapped in it, but it's not really a good place to stand outside shaking a cup, right? Because
So-
people barter. If you want something exotic, you're probably going to have something exotic to trade for.
Sure.
Because magic items
We know
are, magic items. Very few wizards care about money in a literal way, right? It's very much a case of, well, I could make money by selling any of the random trinkets I throw together. So what can you give me that's worth them? Right? I did say this to Crombar and Ario way back when they went to Horizon first time. People here are more interested in exotic things, not so much money.
Well, we've got knowledge, which other people might pay handsomely for.
Yeah, very potentially, right? I mean, as I said, Mr. Urivius Alvathar was very keen on that rubbing he took of the best Elsemaker's
I
mark.
feel like if there's something we need to raise money for, we can just get it in a more interesting way than just like doing labor.
Agreed.
Okay.
Like, making money isn't a bad
So-
idea, right? Like,
so-
raising funds, but it's usually raising funds for a purpose is a good one. Like, so,
for something specific.
like, for example, do
Yeah.
you want to buy a boat, right? There's a goal I can get behind, right?
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
saying. Like, that's the, I don't mean
No.
actually go buy a boat, I mean that's an example.
Exactly, and then in that situation, I could contribute using Fabricate and things like
Mhm,
that,
yeah.
and we wouldn't have to get jobs.
Okay, fine.
Uh,
Well, no, I mean, I only asked. I mean,
Yeah, no, it's a valid question, though,
don't
right?
know. I mean, I'm just trying to work out what the next
Like, Glitterhagen
thing is.
would have been
trying
like
to
a-
I
get
like
some-
this library track. We have loads of questions to ask. That isn't covered by anything we have as a goal right now.
As I said, there's loads of universities here as well, so like it's full of
I mean,
scholars.
what is the second and the third child? What the heck is that? Child of
Yeah.
what?
How about just
how
learn,
important
learn
is it?
more about the dragon hierarchy?
What,
Well, what about just specifically learn what the dragon hierarchy is?
Oh, yeah, even better.
Would it be enough of a goal to scour every library?
I don't think you could,
No.
right? Because getting a list of every library is a thing, but actually, you know, how many months you want to spend here?
No,
All
not
of-
like
all of them.
really. Like ask the librarian at the front. Like, do you have this section? And
Yep,
then,
I stand by
okay.
my phrase.
So there's that many.
This is a
So
magic city where wizards live on top of, beside of, and parallel to other wizards. So yes, there is a lot.
which means we need to first find the right one or two. So we're gonna have to ask someone, which means reverse engineering here.
Mm-hmm.
We need to find a way to the right library for what we need.
So what
So
do you
who
need?
do
What do you need?
we ask?
That's
Well,
like,
we need a guide.
oh, I mean,
Well, we need
no, I want to like he's saying he's reverse engineering, but you skipped the step. What was the final stage of that? Because you say
have
we need
about
to find a
15
guide for what we
questions
need.
written down in
So what do you
goals.
need?
We need to know about the child's. We
Mhm.
need to know about Pa. We could learn about this vampire. The other artifacts. What else? Yeah, we have.
Well-
there were 5. I remember we had 5 particular things because we were going to divide and conquer that one day. When we got to the Golden Library.
I mean, popping what you've got in the ideas pile, that would make the most sense, right?
divide and conquer 5 facets. Literally says that. I didn't.
Ah,
Okay.
good. The 5 facets. What were they again?
Oh yeah.
Glorious.
Um,
That was the Citadel library, not the. But this has probably got. Arguably, this probably have more varied information here than the Golden Order would.
yeah.
Well, I think that there are various things, aren't there? The dragon children, whatever the second child, third child is, there's, whether there's a suitable old god who isn't a complete dick. Sorry, Ryan.
That's okay. Carry on. I won't take it personally. My face was more. Why does it need to be an old god?
Well, that's true, actually.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be an old god, but we've got to be very careful because this place does not take kindly to religious stuff. So what else do we also need to find out? So there was something about a vampire, but I don't think we're going to
Yeah.
get that
I
from the
don't think there's
library.
any question that we need to access a library. But I guess like the things we want are probably behind a really special, like super secret VIP library. So access to that, to some serious archives.
I think then your first step in all this sounds like you need to find someone that you can trust in Horizon.
Yeah.
I think that is possibly your first step, right? Because you then want to use that person to connect you to your next 20 goals while in Horizon.
Yeah. Well, the bartender was quite nice.
Oh yeah.
Stop thinking with your charisma.
Yeah. So can we put like form connection brackets library?
Yeah, I think that is not such a bad idea. I mean, basically get somebody who can get us into the library or introduce us to the librarians, the custodians of the library.
Yeah.
I'm sort of thinking a bit like, trying to get an reading access card to the Bodleian Library. You have to be sort of like certain.
So again,
things,
like
but
I'm going to just
there are
repeat.
ways in which you can.
So finding somebody trustworthy that you can use to then connect you to other things in Horizon is more valid than finding one person that has a link to all libraries, because that does not exist in Horizon. I'll just tell you that blanketly out front. Like, there are too many different agendas in Horizon for anyone to be that connected.
Find a foothold in Horizon?
Well, that's kind of the same thing as find the person to trust, right? It's the same vibe, right?
Yeah, find somebody to trust in Horizon.
What about this?
Well, the idea of a foothold would also be somewhere that we can stay and say the party splits up, we can go back to and...
Yeah, the base.
So establish a base of operations?
Yes.
In Horizon?
Yeah, that's better.
Is that also then worth replacing something else that's in the general goal list? For example, making a trustworthy connection would be a better goal than connections, because then at what point do we draw the line of completed goal?
Yeah.
At least two, right? So...
Oh yeah, it's because you said one person for all the libraries, so I thought...
Yeah, but it's not just libraries you're here for, right? You're here for, like, magic shit as well, so...
Yeah,
I am here for some very specific things.
Whereas learn where Indra Lament sent us, you could then swap out if you didn't care about that.
Yeah.
For get a base of operations set up in Horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep the Indra Lament thing and try and get that done next week. If it doesn't, then we'll just change it.
All right.
Or do we think it's still doable?
Okay, so
no, I think it will be in the library if we get the right one that has all the other...
I've got a photographic memory, having rolled a natural 20 on history, about the place that we're in. So if I see a picture of it or a description of it, I will be able to know where we were.
Okay, cool. Right, if that's the case, then yeah, I'd say keep it. Obviously.
I'm also very glad you wrote this down. Very good, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm okay with keeping it just now.
So you want to keep the Brotherhood thing? Can you just word it into something that actually makes sense to read? And then contact the Prismatic Order makes sense. Info about story and the artifacts. Learn where Indra Lament sent us. Form trustworthy connection in Horizon would be good. And discovering what way Mark is still with us. And personal goals, guys? Anything?
There we go. There you go.
That Mark one. Does anyone really care about the Mark one?
What Mark?
No,
one?
I don't think we're going to find it out.
I think it's more useful than the Indra Lament one. Do you reckon?
Yeah,
I could like proper like I should have spoke to Mark really, but I wanted to keep the scene true.
Oh no, the Indra Lament one is if we manage to get the library and I can find some information about a description of that location, an old city covered in ash with a specific thing, I can probably find out what that was. So I don't think the Indra Lament thing is such a bad idea.
Yeah, we can do that.
The discovering what way Mark is still with us is a bit amorphous, isn't it? I mean, is that really?
It feels like Riz is in total control of that, so I would probably assign that as more of a personal goal for Riz then.
So what's the option to replace it though?
Is it
this is the slight issue.
Mend the relationship with that Ori guy?
Well, I don't think there's point. Why?
He knew a lot of people and stuff, and I don't know.
And I gave him 5 platinum.
So why don't you just retrieve the platinum from Ori?
Through violence, through
or at least if not to retrieve it, to make amends or somehow repair the relationship.
Ideally, that could
Or
be
do
under
that.
that could, but that could also be under the former trustworthy connection Horizon, right? That could be that.
Could be.
So that's why that's a vague kind of catch-all, right?
Like my
Okay.
plan is ask the violet-eyed lassie. Ask her if he drinks in here often and where could we find him, kind of thing.
I mean,
Yeah,
Bastiel,
there's
like
shop
Bastiel
We know where
knows
he
like
is. He's
where,
in the
yeah,
market. He's in the bazaar.
yeah, but like Bastiel can just dial the gate
Yeah.
up for that district, quite frankly.
Right, okay.
I'll be at his door. But what one goal we could always just slot in at any time is just spam divination. We call the golden worm, call the Prince of Shadows, call everyone.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
we do need to talk to GGW again.
Yeah.
Is the GGW a god?
Oh wait, shit. Maybe we shouldn't do that here. 'Cause,
No.
you know, that'll ping off
Or
someone's.
at least prep
I don't think so.
divination.
Mhm.
Like, get the spell ready to go so that when we do use it, it's like, here you go.
So, but
Yeah.
maybe that's obtained the components for that.
I think that's
Yeah.
that's in Bastiel's shopping list in his mind anyway, right? Like, you know, get the
Yeah.
spell components I require. Okay, so are we not having the let's get a base of operations for Horizon? That seems like everybody agreed on that, and I don't see it appear.
No, is it not there?
No, it's not. Because
I
you've
thought you were
kept
saying-
Indra Lament.
I thought the former trustworthy connection in Horizons was.
Nope, that is not a person to live inside.
Okay. I'll
Yeah, take out the Mark one then. Like that's.
Do you want to do that as your personal one, Riz?
I could. Yeah, I could do it. If it is connected with me, then it would be a thing to find out, right? Like, does
well,
keep
he seems
turning up
connected
in
to you.
emotional moments. He pops up.
Yeah. I don't know. If we want to pursue it, I think that's the way.
And it was there for your all for one moment, right? You know?
That's what I mean. Like, yeah, I can't, and I'm thinking about the mark on my hand as well. Like, I'm a little bit on the fence now, like to remove it. Like, I'm sort of like playing with it every time. So I might,
It's like, might kill a party member, but it's kind of cool. So,
yeah, exactly. Does
Well, I'll tell you
destroy
right now.
everything I love, but I do love it.
it will destroy itself.
Yeah.
Yes. Claps your own hand.
I mean, if Bastiel did see Riz attempting to do that, he would do everything to stop him. I'm just saying right now.
Would
That's
be
a
an,
divine mark.
would be an interesting spell component.
It would definitely like that.
But yeah, so let's sort this goal out, shall we? As much as I do enjoy discussing the next stages. What's the plan? You could just copy and paste it
change
over
that
if you
one,
want.
move it over.
Yeah. Okay.
Or down here. Establish base of operations. Horizon. Yep.
It's just so weird listening to the clicks as I watch like Alex do this. It's quite enjoyable.
It's
just-
way too many
Yep.
clicks. What that was, like, that was over 50 clicks. It should have been 3.
You were allocated 4 clicks maximum. You're over budget. Right, I have you pasted it in, yeah, because it still shows the old one. There we go. Perfect. Okay, right. I think those are some good goals. I think, right? Quite locally based for a change, not all different parts of the world. It's good. Right, beyond that then, right? If everybody going once, going twice, and going thrice for goals. Any last goal-based chat?
No.
Good. Good. I am pleased by this. Let us move on to our wonderful wrap-up chart. Or chart, yeah, I'll do. It's that time of night. So,
It will be a pie chart tonight.
yes, ideally. You know, Riz, why don't you start us off? Why not?
Yeah, a lot of heavy RP. It's quite fun. Like, I was just like sitting listening for ages. I was like, it's a personal story I was involved with. I didn't have to interact with so quickly in the beginning. But I quite liked that. I was just like, got my roll mat here, and I was just like doing some stretches, listening to this story.
But not only that, like, you also like shared some personal story, right?
Yeah, right. Like a bit of the beginning.
Mhm.
I was thinking that the other day. I haven't really like. People must think they know me, but it's like There's still like about 75% I haven't told.
Yeah, this random guy that turned up, even the Elf Queen didn't know who he was, broke a castle in the sky, and everything's just kind of cool with him. Killed a man.
Yeah, it's like dope. He's with us. But yeah, I think we made good progress. Like teleported to Horizon finally. Yay! I like that we're in a bar. Like that just seemed like very nostalgic D&D. Like this is all still very like I'm reliving my childhood like experiences. Quite good. Yeah, look forward to the next session for sure.
It is weird going from the crazy nonsense you've just been through, right? Like for a while since you've joined, in fact, right? To now you're just in a tavern. And it's such a nice, just hence why Don Bella was like, I'm not stopping till I get there. You know, yeah, the simple things. It's good.
The classics.
Yeah. Crumbar.
I would first like to apologize for the fact that I keep fucking things up.
I mean, I wouldn't say you fuck things up. I would just say that you speak to people in a Crumbar-like way.
I'm not gonna lie, I was shitting myself when you were asking everyone like, so what are you thinking about? What are you just before we used the so I was like, he's gonna teleport us all to different fucking locations, isn't he?
That would be silly.
And obviously because Horizon just keeps moving about, it would be like really hard for us to find each other again.
Yeah, because I want to DM like 5 separate campaigns on a Friday. Yep.
I wouldn't put it past.
This isn't my Monday game. I don't want to double that.
Pardon me. Yeah, no, just a very RP heavy session, which I liked. Because it wasn't just the fact that it was RP heavy, but it flowed very well. If that makes sense.
I thought so. Yeah.
Wasn't very much humming and hawing, and it was just like.
Well, I've had a lot to say about stuff that recently happened. Let's face it. It was a lot of people just going and exhale. That's what this session really should have been called after the tense.
Yeah, after the fucking shitstorm that we have been through.
It's kind of why I didn't want the chess game to really run over 2 sessions, to be honest. I was kind of pleased that we managed to get it wrapped up in 1. I thought it had a bit more poignancy, being, one and done, quite frankly. So that was good. Yeah.
Yep.
Since you've nicely offered yourself up, my dear, do you want to go next? How are you?
Well, I think for Arya, this session was quite interesting. Because we tried to figure out, how does this one work? The I was different from the previous one in a way, in that we didn't know how to or to attach it to something. So I like the little investigative passing it from one person to another like it's a hot potato.
Yep.
Like you do this, no, you do this. I liked having the opportunity to be like, oh, we have some downtime. Okay, finally, I can do this thing that I've had planned for a while, which was to be a bird and just be like, yeah, it's sort of your shit. I'm gonna play with my bird. And passing the ball from one to another. I thought that would be really
No, I enjoyed that, yeah.
And,
Bird Ball was good. I enjoyed Bird Ball. Thunderbell even got involved in some of that too. Yep.
And of course there was another one of the Arya's like, I get why you'd want to talk. I get why he would have to talk just in a code. I'm just like.
My favourite part about that though, right, let's take a wee second again and let's expand on that. He kind of very quickly learned that Orivius couldn't speak Orcish, so decided to have a private conversation in Infernal. Like
having just mentioned the Abyss.
That was perfect. There's my dramatic ending. Thank you very much, Crumbar. So I was very pleased with it personally as an ending scene. It was very good. Yeah. It was that or blow up the tavern, so I was like, oof, what to do? So,
So yeah, no, that was fun, and obviously it brought us closer to
together.
Not necessarily, because you know Arya wants to know where Justoria is, or the fact that we're here
Yeah.
is important to her. It's because she wants to know Mistress of the Flame. So
Mm-hmm.
she wants her, pieces of bracelet back.
Oh yeah.
And generally, hey, sorry we couldn't meet you when we said we
What I
they
really
ran
want
so
from her
bad,
then,
and
yeah.
that scared us, and
Mm-hmm.
that sort of thing. Just to check in with her would be very good. So it's good. Arya would be pleased that she is close to where she thinks Justoria might be compared to
Yeah,
all
like
those
starting in
other
our city is a good start. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a good one.
So that's good. I can't wait for next one because of that. Because I'm like, okay, will she be here? Will we meet her? Will we see her? Will we talk?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of me.
Oh, good. Scott, you seem to have more to say there. What was that? Sorry.
I was gonna say, what I really want is another Justoria
Yeah,
potion.
the
That's
Justoria
really
Restoria.
awesome.
Yeah, those were good, man. Those were good.
They were like potions Ryan made that gave you the equivalent of a long rest.
They were just glorious. Yeah, just a long rest in a bottle. Right. Bastille.
It was good. We got out of there safely.
Mhm.
Thought for sure it would cost us an arm and a leg,
How do you know it didn't?
but yeah. Well, there you have it. Yeah, when it was we were at the turning point where I was like, okay, it's tavern scene time. I was like, oh shit, I don't drink, I don't even breathe, I don't sleep. What the hell am I gonna do for the next half of the game? But then it all just came together, and I was like, yeah, this is a real world, and there are people, and we can just start digging into this whole city. And that was really cool because I already feel like we've got a rabbit hole opened up in all this teleporting away. Now it's like, let's find the needle in the haystack. Let's do this. So I'm excited.
Scooby-Doo corridor scene commence. Yep.
Yeah.
You thought the
That
tower
was really cool.
in the flying castle was bad. Oof. So yeah, not good.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Horizon, so
It's-
it's fun for me.
Yeah. Plus, you'll probably go down like a treat here, right? You're quite the Marvel yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if Crumbar really wants a bitch a new magic item, could maybe have to trade a good bit of Bastille for it. So
I mean, I'm all for trading up some Bastille.
yeah, all right, there we go. See, sorted. Yeah, it was good. I think the fact that you went out and made like a new contact, I liked that. It's nice to see Bastille like employ social protocol 5. That was good. It wasn't just phone a god because that you're one of those elitist celebrities now. It was I'll talk to people in bars.
Yeah.
Some good small talk from me as well. That was good. It's nice to see. Got as one of the best named NPCs in the game, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Yep, man. It's the most wizard name ever for the Horizon denizen. So I like it. For like a random tobacco salesman.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it. Yeah. I think last but not least, Plagal.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're back on track. I mean, we've got an Eye of Janus. I mean, that is the overriding thing.
Yeah, it's like 25% of the main quest completed, right? Done.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, incredibly important and serious sort of story going forward now, which is brilliant. So I think that has been really interesting and really good. And I get the feeling that we're sort of back on track in sort of normal land, as much as it might not last very long. But it's like we're not on another plane of existence. We're not in the middle of a weird forest with an Elven Queen. We're not on a sky city, which nobody knows anything about and then it cracks and then we all die. Then we get rescued by God. But in order to leave the place, we have to do sort of horrendous deals with it, who then immediately puts us into a location where we meet the arch enemy that we really don't want to meet. Kills Crumbar, gets out, and then we find we can't escape to this thing. Basically, cause divination, have a chess game with a god. It's
all standard stuff.
It's just such a relief.
All in a Friday night, eh?
Yeah.
all in the Friday night.
It's roleplay these days, right? So I figured I'd let you live out your wildest fantasies by going to a bar. You know?
I'm gonna cry.
Plagal feels sort of very comfortable back in a city with dirt and horrendous things around him. He feels very comfortable with that. I think we're going to have huge fun in Horizon, just sort of getting to know the place and seeing what there is to be seen. So I think it's really nicely set up. It sort of feels as though, I don't know whether it's like sort of slightly the end of a story arc and sort of like the beginning of a new one.
Yeah, it's definitely like a chapter point for me.
Like
yeah.
So it definitely feels that way, and we also, I mean, we've got there are so many different threads that are going on. It's just a question of which one to tackle first, and I think going to this prismatic order is going to be a really interesting.
Yeah, like will they let you keep the eye?
Potential sort of exactly. Who knows? Do they know that we have it?
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be really interesting. So yeah,
that'll be good.
Fun.
Be good. Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I think you and Don Drabelli made some good work again in this. Obviously, this clear ship that the fans have. Fun. It's good. I love that Arse is still with you guys. Like,
yes.
Can't wait to see how that plays out.
I don't want her to.
Right, okay.
We love ours.
Yeah.
I do love ours. But she's such an interesting character.
Yeah, I'm glad that you have all taken to Arse as much as I have.
Oh, how long before we get demonetized?
What do you mean, how long? It's like we need to be monetized first to be demonetized, buddy. That was good fun, guys. I had a lot of fun as per usual. It was kind of nice to have a session that felt as very nicely put. You kind of got back to terra firma. You've got to stand on ground. You've got to breathe actual air. You've got a lot of questions, but going to a tavern just felt good. Quite frankly, a normal interaction in a tavern, then you speak Infernal, and then the plot carries on as normal. So thank you all for playing, and say goodbye, everybody.
You were DMing.
Bye, everybody.